Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to another Jackson County Commissioners Watch Party. We're doing it remote. Not as hot as everybody warned me about. It is a pleasant afternoon. What is up, Toby, Marsha? The show starts at 6:30 tonight. You know it. We're going to just pop in and look at the agenda. I was able to jump on early. Normally on Tuesday nights, it is just too hard for me to come on early. So I kind of do the watch party and then stick around for after hours. And we do a little bit of a post show. Well, I'm on vacation. We're remote. We're in Panama City Beach. I'm wearing my fancy AR display glasses. There is no computer monitor in front of me. I just have one massive giant screen plastered on the wall outside of my hotel room. Pardon me for any noise. There's a lot going on. We were on double red flags for the last couple days, and I have the meeting up. We got about 20 minutes till the meeting starts. We're going to get into the agenda, but when we got here on Sunday night, double red flags, no swimming, $500 fine for swimming under a double red flag. And I was just so impressed with myself. Growing up swimming in the Gulf of Mexico, I was just dying to get here, and I was able to display situational awareness and look into the water and watch the massive waves crash and realize that I've been in the mountains for like 15 years now. I do not have the swim strength or endurance that I once did. So we decided to stay out of the water the first 2 days. Sunday, double red flag. Yesterday, single red flag. You could get in, you just can't quite swim, get your feet wet a little bit. And then today was the first day. We got us a nice yellow flag. It's been breezy and comfortable. Temperature-wise, everyone was like, gosh, you're going to Florida. It's going to be so hot. It's just like home, baby. It is just like home. Mid-80s, nice breeze, a little bit of rain. Pardon me for the camera twitching. I have it like tracking me. So the camera might move around a little bit. I'm not going to be main screen most of the night. So we'll go ahead and pop the agenda up on the screen for everybody to kind of look at. Let me move myself out of the way. We'll just go ahead and say right from the get-go that tonight, so we got a standard county commissioners meeting taking place tonight. You'll see the agenda on your screen. A lot of bureaucratic nonsense, normal stuff. I'm not expecting a whole lot of fireworks from this first meeting. Quite frankly, I honestly expect them to just breeze right through it and get into the work session that's going to follow, because there is going to be a lot of solid content in the work session. They are having the public hearing for the Givens-Webster Village housing bonds. Massive project that's going to be taking place. Webster Village, big project going to be taking place in regards to affordable housing. And so that's something to look for. This is the public hearing, so I think they're just going to be like taking comments in that regard. Going through all the regular chairman reports, commission reports, manager reports. We got the tax settlement report. Transit grant, it's really just like the normal bureaucratic annual thing that happens where they go over after federal dollars to help with transit. We do have the CDBG-DR grant public hearing that they're setting for August 18th. And that is in regards to the grant that we're going after. It's Hurricane Helene relief dollars, and it's specific for like environmental repairs. And so they're going to be doing some stuff on the Greenway. Again, much of this is just like some bureaucratic nonsense. The meat of the meeting. We're getting wild tonight. This is Florida Man edition. And I'm keeping my eyes on my phone because I've been in communication with John Herrera a little bit. He might pop in from his house tonight to sit with me. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on my phone. I'm sitting right in the direct sun. It is scorching hot. A lot of this is just bureaucratic stuff, normal governmental meetings. I expect them to just breeze right through it. I do not expect it to go very long. And then the directing publications of notice of intention and the making certain statements of facts and authorizing the application. Those are both things that are related to the Jackson County Schools $105 million bond referendum. Those are like state level formalities that have to take place in order for this bond to happen. So again, I don't expect anything exciting to pop off on that meeting right there. But immediately after, they are going to be running a work session, and it's going to have a lot of information on it that is going to be pertinent to mass surveillance. We'll just go ahead and throw it up there. That's right. Y'all saw it here first. Last week, I posted a video that said, why am I finding talks of flock cameras in meeting minutes, but not taking place in the official meetings, right? You'll remember in May 2025 and May 2026, Kevin King wrote in to the proposed budget under an equipment line, 1.5 million in 2025 and 1.3 million in 2026. And one of the resources in that equipment line was flock cameras. I'll pull it up again tonight in case you missed it during our last stream. But I posted this video. I'm going to play the video for you real quick because we have time. I posted the video asking about what is up with flock cameras showing up in meeting minutes, but never being discussed in county commissioners' meetings. And then now all of a sudden, it is on the agenda, literally the first line of the work session. I'm not saying that we had anything to do with it. I'm not saying that we had anything to do with it. I'm just saying that, number one,
they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
The timing is a little bit odd for that line item to hit the agenda just after we posted this video last week. Kevin King has been in the news on social media quite a bit lately. He's catching some heat from the social media influencers out in Swain County. His name is going to be a pattern in much of this stuff tonight. Go to the Jackson County website, locate the meeting minutes for 2025. And if you pull up the May 2025 meeting, I'm just going to do a quick search right here for flock. One result. This particular meeting, Kevin King presented to the county commissioners his budget proposal. He goes in front of the county commissioners and he explains the budget and he recommends that. I went back and watched these meetings and I watched him present this to the county commissioners. And again, he says we're going to set aside $1.5 million for general equipment, but he doesn't say the word flock cameras. However, if you go to the meeting minutes, the words flock cameras are in there. So I posted this video last week and started asking some questions. That they approve it. He told them that he wants to set aside $1.5 million for, air quotes, equipment, and he left it at. Let me know if y'all can hear everything okay, if it's too distracting, if there's crazy noises. Let me know what's going on. That he does not say a word about flock cameras. He doesn't bring it up. Reading under this equipment line for $1.5 million, highlights under this category includes computer, servers, printers, software, garage equipment, recreation equipment, law enforcement flock cameras. guns, and emergency communications equipment. It was recommended the majority of these expenses be delayed until after the audit was complete. Kevin King suggested that these funds get put into like a contingency fund until the audit takes place. And I can't find any reference of those funds ever being released. It does not add up. A year later, May 19th, 2026, just a couple months ago, we are going to run the same thing back. Pull up those meeting minutes, search the page, one word, flock. And what do we have? An identical statement. They dropped the amount by $200,000. They're asking for $1.3 million. It's literally a copy paste job. Highlights under this category include computer, servers, printers, software, garage equipment, recreation equipment, law enforcement, flock cameras, guns, and emergency communication equipment. Same deal. It was recommended the majority of these expenses be delayed until after the audit was complete. Have we heard this before? What is going on with Kevin King sneaking this line into the meeting minutes when he never said those words out loud in front of the county commissioners, but it made it into the meeting minutes? Somebody explain to me how that happened. Do the county commissioners even know? Because he did not say it out loud. Flock cameras are showing up, and they are in our meeting minutes 2 years in a row in the budget discussion. What are your plans, Kevin King? You just so casually sneak it into the meeting minutes, and then ta-da, poof, nothing to see. Now, I'm very curious. If you recall, if you've been paying attention, Doug Farmer, Sheriff, Jackson County Sheriff Doug Farmer, has gone before the county commissioners at least 2 times this year. I want to say possibly 3 times this year, to ask for things. He went back in, what was it, just May, to present his budget and ask for his budget. And they asked for like new cars and weapons and some things. They asked for stuff. A new drone was on there. They asked for things. And then 2 weeks ago today, Sheriff Doug Farmer goes before the board to request a competitive pay raise for deputies in the area. And he made a valid case, stating that we're kind of like the training grounds where people come and get their feet wet and get started, but we don't pay enough to retain people. And many of our deputies are going to neighboring departments for higher pay. And he went before the board to ask for a pay raise. Now tonight, he's back tonight to talk about flock cameras. No attachment, no presentation. Most of his presentations, he likes to like pass out a pamphlet to the commissioners. He doesn't actually allow us to see. So what could Doug Farmer? We posted our video a week ago asking what's up with flock cameras being in the meeting minutes. And then now all of a sudden, Doug Farmer is back for the 3rd time this year to ask for more stuff. And so I'm just very curious how that's going to go. We have the elections report from Amanda Allen. This is going to be a juicy, informative work session. So we're just going to breeze through the meeting. We're going to hit the work session hard. We're going tarps off for the work session. Live in Panama City Beach. We're going tarps off for the work session. Wait for that. So don't tell anybody about that. The Department of Aging report will be next. They're going to talk about, and they have presentations in here. You can click Amanda Allen's presentation and actually see what she's going to be presenting on. She's going to be talking about the upcoming election. She's going to be talking about how they expect increased turnout. We typically average around 51% turnout for midterm elections like this. We're exactly 90 days. We are 3 months away from the election. Typically, we get about 51% turnout for midterm elections in Jackson County. And this year, Amanda states that they're expecting up to about 10% more, up to like 61%, upwards of 61% of ballots should be cast during the early voting period. So it's going to be a big turnout. She's going to be breaking all the numbers down. Absentee ballots are going to be available on September 4th. The voter registration deadline is October 9th. If you know somebody that's not registered to vote, get them registered, help them out, let them know they have until October 9th. And we're going to go through all this as it comes. The Department on Aging, they're going to go through and kind of review what they do and review the services that they've provided over the last years. And then the one that I'm looking most forward to, unfortunately, is the social services report. If you remember, the commissioners in this budget that just passed, they cut like almost $500,000, $600,000 was cut from the proposed nonprofit request. Well, if folks can't get assistance from the nonprofits in the community, they're going to need it from social services. And so we're going to kind of take a look with Cris Weatherford tonight how that impacts our social services department, how the need has changed, how the need has increased, how federal and state level cuts is affecting our social services department. So that's what's going on for the work session. We're going tarps off for the work session because it's going to be a wild and juicy one. I do want to, because flock cameras is probably going to be the heavy hitter. Let me get back to the meeting so that I'm ready for when it starts. All right, we are ready for when it starts. So I got it. I got my eyes on it. But because Sheriff Farmer is going to be presenting on flock cameras, you know, there is a lot of information, a lot of sleuths, a lot of leaks. There's a lot of information available online in regards to flock cameras. And one of the things that I saw today that I thought was a little bit ironic, but it could help us tonight, is a presentation that was packaged by Flock itself. Let me move myself just a little bit so that we can see. There we go. So this is a PDF document that the company Flock has put out and is providing to police departments and sheriff's departments that help guide them on how to speak to city councils about flock cameras. So this is like their sales pitch. This is their brochure that they have sent to law enforcement agencies on how to convince your local officials that flock cameras are okay. And so I want to breeze through it in the next like 5 or 6 minutes before the meeting starts to kind of get an idea on what to expect from Doug Farmer tonight. Does he hit on any of these things? Is he talking about using the similar language to Flock's PDF document? Because I'm really curious. There's very little information. How to speak to city councils about public safety technology, building trust, demonstrating accountability, and preparing for tough questions. Do you think that Doug Farmer will be faced with tough questions tonight? I do want to point out, the Silva Snoop brings up a good point. The Macon County commissioners, they already went through all this. They already funded cameras, brought cameras in, and then just recently, last week, 2 weeks ago, voted to defund those and no longer participate in this program. The Snoop says Macon has brought the issue and moved on it. I bet he's scared. I want you to know that as I was leaving town Sunday morning, I passed a flock camera in the south end of Macon County along US 441, kind of around the Otto community, Otto community, on the southbound lane, very close to the road. And it had a plastic grocery bag covering the camera, and it was zip tied over it. And I was curious if that was a Macon County job or if that was something that an individual did. But Macon voted on it. They're not participating. So let's get into some of this and see. I'm going to have to make it a little bit bigger so my eyes can see. Because I have a feeling this is the shit that they are training officers with, that they're trying to get get officers to convince commissioners to approve it. So the conversations around public safety technology has changed. This is really the pitch right here. Could it help solve crimes? Would it improve investigations? Could it help officers respond more effectively? Also, there was a fatal hit and run that took place a couple days ago, and I hope that they're not trying to leverage that incident in this. Stream may drop. There we go. But we're just going to look for some of these big quotes here to see if farmer using Cowie cams covered as well. I'm getting reports of that's the sheriff's doing. It's not individual. So not only did Macon County defund the cameras, they're actively covering them up. I saw a plastic bag covering a camera on my way down here. The agencies that fare the best aren't the ones with the best talking points after the fact. They're the ones who walked into council meeting chambers first before there was anything to react to. All right. Shit, my glasses are overheating. My glasses overheated. I'm fucked. Bear with me.
Good evening, everyone. First up this afternoon is the approval of the agenda. We do have a small amendment to it. Ms. Ash would like to give an update on the website, and I was going to put her right after Ms.
I think
Brooks.
we're getting there. Hold
With
on.
that amendment in mind, is your motion for
I couldn't
approval?
lug many
And a second. All in favor? Aye.
multiple
None opposed.
monitors in our little
Moving on now
car.
to our minutes. We have a public hearing for the Gibbons-Webster housing bonds and our regular meeting from July 21st. There's no objections to the minutes. I'll take a motion for approval. In a second. Second. All in favor? Aye. None opposed. Moving on now to administrative reports. School starting back next week, right? A lot of excited kids. Y'all ready?
We'll get into
A lot of excited parents.
that
So
flock camera
everybody
stuff
be on the
later.
lookout. Buses will be going. Parents will be moving around. And just take your time. First thing's always late. So, any other commissioners have anything to report this evening?
No, I'd just like to shout out to Randy Dillard and his bunch up there. They've been working hard on down trees and accidents and stuff. So they've had quite a few, and seems like the last week or 2 weeks.
Can y'all hear them?
Shouts, calls, everything. Moving on now. Manager King isn't here this evening. Marlene, are you going to report anything?
Kevin King's not there.
Like I say, I couldn't be at
So
the Whittier event here. I couldn't be down there. I've been looking forward to that project being completed my whole term. It's really hard not to be there for that, but
can you hear
the
them?
whole month of July, I had some family matters going on, some family sickness, so I couldn't be here for either the meeting. I'm back.
Her shirt looks like a Bill Davis special.
We'll move on to informal comments from the public. Just a quick reminder, this is 3 minutes for us to listen, not respond to questions. There's a timer up on your screen in front of you. With that, first up this evening, we have Miss Ayers, Dr. Ayers from school.
Wow. Dana Ayers is giving a public comment. And Jenny Smirkin.
Good evening.
Go, Bobby.
My name is Dana Ayers, and I'm the superintendent of Jackson County Public Schools. Thank you for allowing result of continued conversations about the $52 million grant awarded by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction to construct a new middle school and consolidate middle grades at 4 schools and the alternative school. Additionally, the Jackson County Board of Commissioners has allocated funds for other projects throughout our district: Fairview, Smoky Mountain High School, the bus garage, and Blue Ridge. The allocated funds are not enough for completion of these projected projects. On July 9th, both boards held a joint meeting to discuss all projects. Representative Anna Ferguson shared some insights that evening and followed up with an email that I am sharing with her permission. The grant language cannot be changed from new construction to cover repairs for existing capital projects. It can be minimally altered, but not to change the intent of the money usage. Therefore, it needs to be used for middle school construction. In addition, there are repercussions for returning the grant to the state. If the county declines or otherwise forfeits a grant awarded under this section, the department shall not award additional grants to that county for 24 months from the date the grant award was declined or forfeited. Informally, declining the grant might cause the Department of Public Instruction to doubt the county's commitment to future projects. In addition, there is currently frustration in the General Assembly over unused public school grants. This has evidently been a somewhat common occurrence lately. Under extreme circumstances, the state superintendent can award a 12-month delay in construction. However, extraordinary circumstances was stressed to her, so I do not believe this is an ideal situation. As a side note, Jackson County Public Schools has applied for and been granted a 12-month extension on the grant, which means we have until September 2027 to begin construction. Representative Ferguson writes, I would advise keeping the grant for the middle school and proceeding with your plans to build. For information from me, Jackson County Public Schools previously applied for a needs-based grant 3 separate times to address priority needs at Fairview, Smoky Mountain High School, and Blue Ridge. Obviously, those grants were not awarded. I encourage this board to proceed with an application to the Local Government Commission for approval of school bonds. Thank you.
There's. Next up this evening, we have Renee Moore. Ms. Moore.
So hot out here, boy. That's basically the same email she sent out that I saw posted online a couple of days ago.
Hi, I'm Renee Moore from Jackson County Transit, and I'm simply here to request the required upcoming hearing, public hearing for the September 1st meeting for grants for Jackson County Transit. There's 3 grants that we apply for, and we are
What
required
is
to
going
have
on?
a public hearing. So it's for September 1st. That's my request today.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
They have a
Next
line
this
item
evening,
on
we
the
have
agenda.
Kim Moore.
Why did she give a public comment about transportation if they're on the agenda?
Hi, I'm Kim Moore. I think y'all know me. Thank you, Chairman Letson and the rest of the board for having me here and allowing me to speak. And I'm here to speak on the board referendum that Dr. Ayers has already addressed that would also take care of some long overdue needs in the county, including the bus garage that has built in 1950, that is in full repair and needs a roof now. It is inadequate for the needs of our transportation department. Also for Blue Ridge, that is in desperate need of a new kitchen and a remodeled cafeteria. I got to eat there. I got to work with the lunch ladies there, and just really disappointed that it hasn't been taken care of sooner. Would love to be a part of the legacy of seeing all of this take place. I was just mentioning to someone that if I moved away and I came back, I would still want to say that I was a part of watching all of this renovation take place. Never plan on moving though. I've already added up what it would be in my taxes for the next many years, and I'm ready to pay that myself. What I need to pay, Smoky Mountain High School's football stadium is not accessible from the field level to the restrooms or concessions. An ADA appropriate ramp is in the planning stages. There's been grants submitted in the past for all of the renovations, but they have not been answered with a yes. So this is the first grant that we got that was answered with a yes. And I don't want to see it go back. I really don't. And that's the logistics, but this is my heart. And I came to Jackson County, and I don't think I've come across, and now I'm addressing the whole community. I don't think I've come across many people who don't say that they're a Christian. And if you are not a Christian, I totally understand. It takes courage. It takes a lot of courage. It takes risk. It's a very risky thing to even call yourself a Christian in this day. But if you are a Christian, the Bible says in Hebrews chapter 11 that the just shall live by faith. But this is what it says about faith. It says, without faith, it's impossible to believe God. For to come to God, you must believe that He is, and He rewards those who diligently seek Him. And I live a lifestyle where I have not always been able to bring in everything I need. I didn't know how I was going to send 2 girls to college. I didn't know how I was going to raise 5 kids in a Charlotte Mecklenburg economy. But I did because of God. And I count my faith worthy, because what happened is I put my faith. Can you please just let me finish? I put my faith in Him, and He came through for me. So for the community of Jackson County, I want to urge you to not just look at the numbers, but look at the schools, look at what we have, and believe by faith that God can come through with the rest of it. Thank you.
She said she doesn't know any non-Christians. Marshall, the closed captions is not a option. If you look down here on the bottom, it won't let me click on it. They do not offer it from this
Good evening,
page.
Chair, Commissioners. My name is Brandon Pendergast, and I'm here tonight as a parent, a teacher, and someone who cares deeply about the future of education in Jackson County. I support building a new middle school. In fact, I believe it's long overdue. Middle school students deserve a school that is designed specifically for their developmental, most importantly, academic and social needs. But I also believe that what we build matters, even more than simply that we build. We only get one opportunity every generation to make a decision like this. We haven't built a new school in this county in roughly 25 years. I think Scotts Creek was finished in 2001. That's a long time in any county.
He's got a point.
And the school that we build today is going to be, there for our kids, our grandkids, 50 years to come. Jackson County is blessed with one of the strongest property tax bases in North Carolina. We have the ability, whether you like that ability or not, we have the ability, to build something exceptional. Because of that, our community should expect a middle school that isn't just adequate, it should be one of the very best. My concern is not that the idea of a middle school is not the idea of a middle school. My concern is that this particular site is whether this particular site allows us to build the school our students deserve. This property is in an area many people know to be steep and rocky. If a significant portion of the land is difficult or expensive to develop, then I think it's fair to ask, as a taxpayer in this county, are we designing the best possible school for Jackson County, or are we designing the best school that will fit on this particular property? Will there be adequate room for athletic facilities, outdoor learning spaces, safe traffic flow, parent pickup, parking, future expansion? Our county's not getting smaller. and the kinds of opportunities our students will need for decades from now. I'd also like to understand more about how this site was selected. Who ultimately recommended this property?
That part.
Was the recommendation driven by educational planning, engineering, long-term vision, or simply because this parcel was available?
We still do not have proof that the soil borings were completed prior to the purchase.
Simple due diligence, which I think we as taxpayers need to see, is what was the due diligence done on that property? Or just a simple conversation with one of the hundreds or maybe even thousands of real estate agents that live in Jackson County. Probably could have told you that property is not the bill. I mean, as taxpayers, we invest millions of dollars into our community, into our kids, and I don't know if the bond is the way to go, but the middle school that's proposed.
I hope some people are there to talk about flock cameras give us a public comment on that.
Thank you.
Because if not, they're just going to co-sign all
Next
it.
up, this evening, Bobby Hopp.
Let's go, Bobby!
Hi, y'all. I just want to talk a couple things. Primarily, it's going to reflect a lot what people are talking about, and that's taxes. That's so I am blessed. I made a good living. I don't mind paying my fair share in taxes, but I want it to be used correctly. That's, I think, the biggest thing. When you go and ask for a bond issue, we want to understand that the money is being used smartly, which I think the person who spoke this before me is kind of saying that too. Just as a side note, I live very close to that property, and they had to blast my whole home site. So it's all granite there. But that's an aside. So for me, I feel like I want us to spend our taxes wisely. Right now, we've taken on, if we take on this bond issue, 35 million roughly in interest payments, plus another 8 million from a couple months ago. That's a lot of money that could be maybe spent better in the county instead of paying interest to external things. But you need, you need transparency, and we need some sort of auditing, some sort of feeling that our money is being spent wisely. That said, we don't mind paying, but when things like, just to bring it, the library, right? We're paying for that building. I pay part of it from my taxes, and I no longer have access to the community rooms, right? I don't want to pay for something that I can't access. We all pay taxes in the United States. We want health care. We would like education. We want roads, fire, that kind of a thing. We want to know that we're using our money correctly. Just because I'm running out of time, just a couple other things. When it comes to the topic of a data center, if you're not willing to put that next door to your own home, don't consider putting it in our county. If you don't want to live next to it, it doesn't belong here. Same thing for things like water treatment, all those big industrial projects. If you don't want it, then somebody else probably lives there and doesn't want it either. And that's really all I came to say. Thank you.
Next this evening, John Herrera.
He knows, baby. Let's go.
Hello, I'm here to speak pertaining to flock cameras. I don't believe it's a good idea. It's a horrible idea. Imprudent, really. It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment, an intrusion of our privacy. Now, a lot of people say an innocent person has nothing to fear, but as someone who works in the legal field, I disagree. That is, until they get charged, and they have to ask for a payment plan for an attorney to prove their innocence. They're always at the wrong place, at the wrong time, and the excuse is always convenient for them. I understand that Americans nowadays have an skewed understanding of what the Constitution stands for. It's protection from our government. Being in public is not a consent to see what you're up to, not without just cause. We already have flock cameras. They're normally parked at intersections or responding to calls, assisting the community. In fact, I saw them here last time requesting more funds to entice and retain people to join them in making our community safer. I would rather those funds go to them directly, to be properly staffed, to be properly compensated. If you want to spend money, I encourage you to attend to the needs of our middle school. Please consider what is proper. There is a quote I thought of when I saw the items of flock cameras on the work agenda. Those of us who would give up our liberty to purchase the feeling of temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. That was Benjamin Franklin. Thank you.
Thank you. This evening, last this evening is Dick Darnell. Mr. Darnell.
That's my boy right there, Johnny boy. Good job, man. Crushed it.
A couple things.
Come on, Dickie.
One, there's a pothole eastbound on this side of the bridge.
That
on
fucking
the Pine
pothole.
Creek. That is right smack to where, in fact, I think I just coming here hit it, and I think I've got a broke cord from it. It's to be attended to. And for that matter, there's another one on the other side of the beyond the beach. There's another one. A couple of potholes that have to be dealt with.
Y'all know where those
If,
potholes are?
notations could take place on that. Let's see, the second thing, in reference to last time when I was referring to this railroad executive car thing, I wasn't referring to any farmland. I understand that because that's down below the Cotulla area, whatever, there's railroad tracks. So, no. I'm referring to right there in the Whittier town area. There's a spot where there's track and a few cars are parked, what have you. That would be a prospective site and would enhance Whittier. That's all I was doing with that. The third thing I'm giving reference to is, as you all know, my house burned down on Pine Creek. I'm still dealing with the claim factor on that. It's a whole story on that. But next to my house property is a forest area of dead hemlocks from the woolly allergens. That area needs to be cleaned up. There are some measures on a federal level about cleaning our forest because, it's taking place as an issue to the Northwest, Canada, what have you. Well, that particular spot's very important. It should be cleaned up, not just stripped out, but cleaned up of a lot of dead stuff because it's a very sacred spot. It's where the legend took place of I forget the guy's name, but he's a guy that came into the area. The Cherokees got upset and said, "Look, we're gonna kill you because you came in." He said, "What can I do?" "Well, if you can get the crystal off the Uteka snake, we'll let you live." "Oh, okay." So he gathered pine cones, and they have to be little hemlock pine cones, and he dug a hole, and he went and gathered the snake, got the snake chasing him. The snake fell into the hole, and he was able to kill the snake and get the crystal and save his life. Well, originally, that property had a stake row of rock that formed that area, which Johnson, who owned the property, Creed, white man, he was a piece of filth, and his son was filth. They took the rock, which is part of the Cedar Hill.
My glasses are
area
overheating again. Bear with me.
Just south of the Glenville Village, mixed in with other rock they
Fucking
got.
son.
Great travesty. So that took place. Well, as well, stopping point, it's where it's like an altar for the little people are. There's one rock there with some entrance stones.
I'm gonna
and it's
turn
where
away
the little
from
people would go to
I'm gonna turn away from the sun a little bit here.
be. It's like a Vatican area for the little people. So it needs to be cleaned up.
Thanks, Dick. All right, Mr. Darnell. With no further public comment, we'll move on to new business. First up this evening, we have Ms. Brooks with our tax settlement.
Here comes
report
the
for
boring stuff.
2025.
Nothing too
Good evening.
big here.
So this
try
is
to
the settlement report for the
resituate myself
2025
here.
tax year. For the general taxes, the charges and credits were $59,626,085.41. Of that, $373,452.53 was uncollected, and the rate at the end of the year was 99.37%. The delinquent taxes charges were $952,533.50, with $477,969.85 uncollected. Solid waste fees were $3,075,757.73. $69,941.59 was uncollected. And the
All right, I put
delinquent
my
solid
back to the
waste,
sun. Hopefully they don't overheat again.
$166,799.72, with $86,656.35 uncollected. Any questions?
Questions?
Thank
Tax
you.
settlement, you got the transit grant next.
Is there a motion to approve, accept the tax settlement report for 2025? And a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. None opposed. Moving on now to Miss Ash. She's got some new data she wanted to show everyone.
Yes, thank you for letting me join in. I just didn't get a chance to get on the agenda fast enough. So one of the things that had been mentioned in the past by Commissioner Hooper was trying to get some kind of dashboard or something, and that got me thinking. We always put information on our tax bill of a breakdown of the tax rate. Of course, we have enough space to make it where it's difficult to see. We do put it on our website, but I had asked Betsy, who does economic development, that did our project dashboard, if she could help us figure out some way to do it for the tax rate budget as well. So we have now, and I just put this live earlier today, a tax bill breakdown version of that dashboard. So we can update this annually. We can add additional things if you'd like to see more things. But currently it's going to go down. It's going to give you can scroll over, just see what each percentage of the budget is made up of. Down here, you'll see the budgeted amount in each category and what that would be for each dollar. So general government's 15 cents of each dollar that you pay taxes on, all the way down to environmental protection that really doesn't even generate a cent of it, but it is there. If you wanted some additional information, you can go to the subcategories box over there, and you can see a breakdown of all of the codes in there as far as subcategories, and then you can go in as well. And if you wanted to look at one particular, we'll do education since they've been here talking to us a little bit today. You can see the breakdown of each individual subcategory underneath that category. So you could go in and pick education, you could pick any of them really, public safety, and see what makes up that individual category.
Jenny was asking
So
for
I
this,
just want to
whether
pass
they'll
that
use
along
it
so
or
everybody
not.
could see that. And
It's
then, yeah,
another
if
story.
you got
She
any
was asking
ideas
for
on that, we can expand that, but that is up and available on our tax collection site. So
That's good. Turn
yeah,
your microphone on.
absolutely. So, yep. Thank you.
Moving on now to transit grant public hearing request for September 1st and Renee Moore. You don't have to. We can go ahead and take another vote. This is a public hearing setting for September 1st. Is there a motion to approve the September 1st?
So moved.
At 6:25. Second. All in favor?
I don't think that transit
None
thing's
opposed.
anything new.
Moving
It's
on
just
now
normal
to, the
annual
CDBG
stuff.
DR grant public hearing request for August 18th. And Mr. Poston and Mr. Hopkins.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Commissioners. Mr. Poston here with me tonight. We have been working with Southwestern Commission on putting together a community development block grant that's related to disaster recovery. And the funding is available to local governments located within the hurricane lead HUD and state identified most impacted and distressed counties, which Jackson County is considered one of those. The proposed application will provide construction funding for approximately 1.6 mile expansion of the Tuckasegee River Greenway. And based on preliminary discussions with the North Carolina Department of Commerce, Division of Community Revitalization, and staff believes that the project will be eligible for consideration because the existing greenway did sustain some damage from Hurricane Helene. And the proposed.
Are we leery of all these grants? It's always a grant, but then it goes over, and then
In addition to this, the Parks and Recreation projects has been is identified as a priority area during this round one funding. So that's kind of why there's the urgency to have these two public hearings in order to get it in time. There is a second round of funding, but there is no prioritization for it. So the county has received a preliminary engineering cost estimate of just over
Tarps off for the work session, baby. Tarps off for the work session.
CDBG DR grant request. We're going to be asking for a little over $1 million, and this funding opportunity does not require any kind of local match. So it is money that if we apply, there's no match from the county government. So it's just a significant opportunity for Jackson County to leverage federal disaster recovery funds, and this help us as far as staff continuing to finalize project cost and grant budget. And it's just this amount obviously will not be shared with the Board of Commissioners asking for additional money. And then we will tell you the exact funding amount requested before the public application is submitted. Also, to further support from this project, Jackson County has also submitted application to the North Carolina Parks and Recreation Trust Fund. And
Now, Mike Poston is a good dude. He is about doing this stuff the right way. He really is.
Funding, it'd go a long way in the county not having to provide any additional funds to complete that project. So we're here tonight is just requesting for the Board of Commissioners to call for public hearings on August 18th at 6:20 p.m. and then September 4th at 6:20 p.m. Just for consideration of the funding for the 1.6 miles of Tuckasegee River Greenway build out.
September 4th or 1st?
September 1st at 6:25 p.m.
First, I'm sorry. September 1st. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Is there a motion to approve both public hearings?
We're already about over halfway through this. Register of Deeds refund is next. We always get these weird refund things.
Thank you.
Yes.
With the Register
Hey,
of
train
Deeds.
these others how you got it where you don't have to ask us for money.
Moving on now to
Y'all heard that?
Register of Deeds refund and Ms. Fox. Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, train these others how you got it where you don't have to ask us for money.
Don't
Moving
worry,
on
it's
now
coming,
to
sweetheart. It's coming.
Register of Deeds.
They're asking,
Train
the
these
deed showed
others.
$3,900, should have been $780. So
Train these others to not ask us for money. Wow, we got Doug Farmer first on the work session agenda to talk about flock cameras. Crazy.
Moving on now to legislative, and first up is Resolution R26-11, directing publication of notice of intention. And Ms. Fox.
This is all just bureaucratic stuff.
resolution
State
is,
level bureaucratic stuff for that $105 million bond in order to get it onto the ballot. That's what this is all about.
approval of school bonds. The amount's $105 million to pay capital cost of construction, improving, and renovating various school facilities for Jackson County Public Schools, including.
I'm taking a break from sending in our live chat too as public comments because I understand that might have been a little bit of it might have prevented some of you from participating. So just know that if you participate in the live chat tonight, I am not sending those in as a public comment. We're just riding with it. I understand that that might have not have been too inviting.
You approve this resolution to publish a notice of intent.
I gave them the
Is there a
meeting
motion,
off.
to approve this resolution.
And then you got one more is
I'll make a
almost an
motion.
identical thing next. Making certain statements of
questions or
fact
comments?
and authorizing the application. It's another state
I don't
level.
understand the difference between that and the next,
Here we go.
Resolution.
yeah.
Did you read it?
They're totally different. This is a notice of intent to apply, and the next one is relating to apply.
So the first one is just, our intent is to apply for these grants in a bond resolution, or in a resolution, and then we have to then go into the resolution.
If the intent passes.
Correct.
Come
And second?
All right, we are inching closer
Madam
to
Clerk?
the work session.
Commissioner Hooper,
No.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jennings,
Yes.
Chairman Letson.
Yes.
Jenny's standing
Now
on
moving
business.
to
She voted no.
Resolution R26-12, making certain statements of fact and authorizing the application.
Okay.
Ms. Fox.
This resolution is making certain statements of fact concerning the proposed school bond issue and authorizing the application to the local government commission. The facts are regarding the necessity of the proposed financing, facts supporting the amount of bonds proposed,
This is the last line item of the meeting before the work session.
policies, past budgetary and fiscal management policies,
And then we go tarps off.
the increase in taxes.
My
and
glasses are
retirement
overheating
debt,
again. I will never do this again in
marketing
the
of
sun.
bonds, and the estimated interest.
I needed shade.
And then it further authorizes and directs the finance director to file the application with the local government commission.
Any questions from the board regarding this resolution?
The people
I'm
need to know.
going to try to turn a little bit
that
more.
If they vote for this, if this is put on a ballot, whether that passes or not, that their taxes will increase almost $300, $150 for every $300,000 of their property evaluation.
My legs are cramping.
That will be a very high increase. You know, that everybody voted on, including myself. And they really didn't understand, and it was a $20 million swimming pool, and when it was finished, it was over $40 million. Most people don't even know that. So if this $110 million, what's it gonna cost in the end?
Jenny, you voted to move forward with all this
The
stuff.
total cost was about $24 million.
Still $150 on 300,000. So no matter which way you look at it, it all boils down the same.
You know, some people are stretched thin, but again, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. The people need to just, if it passes,
Todd love the kids.
the people need to decide, you know, whether they want to move forward with it or not.
Y'all
Well,
moved
I've got some
forward
stuff
with
to
it.
say
Y'all
about
got us here.
Middle school, before people vote. I've looked up a bunch of stuff on this. And matter of fact, if you just simply go to Google and type in, are middle schools better for education than elementary schools? I encourage everybody to type that in. Are middle schools better for education than elementary schools? Not that I trust Google, but for those that do, see what it says. The first word is no.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Well, this one says K-8 schools
Do you hear this shit?
may help districts improve student performance. It's stated that the primary reason cited by these districts for switching from middle schools to K-8, a lot of their districts are switching back from middle schools to K-8.
Give us an example. A lot of
the
their
reason
districts.
cited is low performance of students in middle grades. Other reasons include parental dissatisfaction, high absenteeism, disciplinary problems, and dropout rates. Also, that available data shows that students in K-8 schools score higher on standardized tests than their middle school counterparts. So that's not me talking. That's people way smarter than me. I just want people to be aware of that.
And, you know, I'd like to say, too, I don't mean to, but someone earlier said, you know, there's been 25, going on 30 years since we've built, had a big project, a big school, you know, project. And it, you know, our community, it's time to, you know, start getting some of these schools up to date. And
What do you think she's reading over there?
But
She
there
keeps
again,
looking
the
down at something.
taxpayer, they're stretched. They're stretched right now. They're stretched thin on paying taxes, and it's you're sort of in the middle. You know, I want to see, you know, the schools.
Still gonna have.
No.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Hooper,
No.
Chairman Letson.
Yes.
So now what?
So with no third, motion does not carry.
So we got 2 no's and 2 yeses and no John Smith.
Any questions this evening, Logan?
What happens
Can I-
now?
Yes, ma'am.
We are working on a timeline for these projects.
Yes, we are.
And if we don't meet that schedule by September 1st, it'll be 2 years before this can be put back on the ballot.
They're so fucked. They're so fucked.
Because they only put it on even years. So if we don't move forward with the application.
We can't. Unfortunately, if we can't table because the deadline is.
I told you the meeting was going to be boring, and here we are.
Get it onto the next agenda for LGC approval, and then onto the ballot.
The application has to be in LGC's hands by August 17th.
August 17th, before the next county commissioners meeting, the day before.
And can this be a special called meeting?
It could be.
Where we vote again.
They're going to call a special meeting just to vote with the 5 commissioners there.
But we've already approved the notice of intent. So you've got the notice of intent out there that we're going to apply.
How do you approve one and not the other?
That's what I was questioning a minute ago.
Buddy, you voted yes for one and no for the other.
The vote went.
Do we need to?
Yes, concerned citizen. There's still those projects aren't going away. The school buses still need to shed. Blue Ridge is still falling apart. Like, what are all the other? There's 3 other projects that they're working into this referendum. It's not just the middle school.
Schedule another meeting for both.
Well, you've already adopted the first resolution, so we've got the intent out there. We would just have to have another meeting for this.
This is fucking bonkers.
Can we have a
dude.
special meeting for this?
We can.
I don't think we voted, we just denied it.
It can be brought back up.
Now they realize the mistake that they've made. They voted yes for one and a tie on the other with only 4 members
that's the way
there.
we have to go.
It's both for the same thing.
So you said it was tomorrow's the deadline?
17th is the deadline.
Yeah, the application has to be in by August 17th.
So sometime next week. Would the 10th be okay?
I don't think we can do that. We voted no. I don't think we do it.
And we
Stop
voted
talking.
2 yes, 2 no, which means
Stop talking without your microphone on,
it did
Jenny.
not pass nor fail.
Somebody get John Smith on a Zoom link immediately. Says
During
that.
this meeting and reconvene on
Watch her
August
face.
11th at 6:30.
Smirk. Smirk.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make them come back. If they voted no, make them come back. Fairview needs a new kitchen, cafeteria. That is ADA. All right, flock cameras. Here we go. Tarps off. Flock cameras. This is the work
this is a
session
big
we've been
thing
waiting
in,
for. Here's flock
on
cameras.
Facebook and all the other social media sites and stuff right now.
Tarps off, baby.
But, I'd be first to tell you there's a lot of myths about this out there. So don't believe everything you see on social media. So I do have a presentation for you today. Flock Safety, it's a private company that provides a variety of digital tools, including LPRs, which is automated license plate readers, to connect communities, businesses, public safety, so incidents can be understood clearly and decisions can be made on facts. ALPRs are camera systems that capture vehicle information that is
Tarps
visible
off
to
for the
anyone
work
traveling
session.
on public roadways and converts it into searchable data. This information is limited to a photograph of the vehicle's license plate, make, model.
This is legit the same shit that we were looking at before.
The reason ALPRs are used, BOLOs, be on the lookouts, missing or endangered persons, silver alerts, amber alerts, kidnappings, wanted persons, stolen vehicles, criminal investigations, human trafficking investigations, health and welfare checks. That's just some of the ones. The ALPR capabilities, if you look here to the right, you can see the picture. This is one of our vehicles. And you can see the information.
So they do have access to the Gateway Market US 74 East. They have access to that camera. I was curious about that, but there you go. That's their
contained in
camera.
that photograph.
Oh, there you go. It is their camera right there. It did not say that on the DFLOC website, but that is their camera at the Gateway Flea Market, right up on the road on the eastbound side.
There of what, if you'll look there, this is for
Look.
from 6:30 to 7:30.
They scanned 1.1 million license plates in 1 month.
That's the number of vehicle reads that we have there, the number of searches, and the number of hot list hits. And those searches are the total searches queried by Jackson County users, and hot lists are total alerts generated by a hot list. So investigative hot list that we may have, that's the number of hits on certain plates that have hit. Searches from 6:30 to 7:30. This is the types of searches. Drugs, narcotics is 439 searches. Assault and battery 46. Morning person 39. Assault and battery 24. Missing and endangered 14. Bribery 10. Larceny theft 9. Alcohol offenses 9. Motor vehicle theft 7. Arson 6. All additional 35.
Fun fact on the bottom, of the 1.1 million total vehicles captured by Jackson County Sheriff's Office ALPRs, only 563 were queried by the JCSO flock users. Therefore, only 0.04% of the total vehicles captured were queried. So what's the point?
Of the 1,190,043 total vehicles captured by Jackson County ALPRs, only 563 were queried by Jackson County Sheriff's Office flock users. Therefore, only 0.04% of the total number of vehicles captured were queried.
I'm not buying this shit, farmer. Come on, baby.
Oh. The hot list I was talking about, hot list is a digital list of specific license plate and vehicle descriptions created by an authorized user that triggers real-time alerts for law enforcement. These are created for certain open or extended investigations, and when ALPR captures that matching vehicle on a hot list.
So you're telling me he's got a camera operated by the JCSO at the Gateway Flea Market, and none of us knew that the county spent money on that?
System automatically sent an automatic notification to the specified authorized.
It was not discussed in a county commissioner's meeting.
Users.
It was snuck into that budget that we looked at May 2025, May 2026, and never talked about in a county commissioner's meeting.
Hot list can only be seen by the specific authorized users of the creating agency. Case law on ALPRs is a federal and state laws or federal state courts over violate the Fourth Amendment. Courts treat captured photographs as plain view observations, equivalent to an officer manually checking a visible license plate, observations from GPS and cell site data as long-term surveillance. A federal court upheld Norfolk's ALPR program ruling the short-term limited camera data does not track the whole person's movements or violate the Fourth Amendment. That's Schmidt versus City of Norfolk in 2026. United States versus Porter in 2026, the Fifth Circuit affirmed that captured plates on public streets is a plain view event and does not constitute a search, separating it from historical cell phone tracking. United States versus Yang, Ninth Circuit, 2019, found that the brief targeted use of a plate reader technology on public thoroughfares lacks a reasonable expectation of privacy. Data retention and ownership. Jackson County only retains the LPR data for a maximum of 30 days, then it's automatically deleted. Ownership, title, and interest in flock data belong to and are retained solely by the customer. Flock maintains a limited license to access the data for the sole purpose of providing services. Flock does not own the customer data and as a result does not maintain records of customer data after the retention period.
Yeah, right.
Who owns the data? We own the data. We can share it. It is contained on a server, and that being Amazon's big server, big data center.
You trust them to manage your data safely? You trust this group of individuals to manage your data safely? No way, Jose.
This where that it's in the cloud, like everything anymore. It's in the cloud. That retention period, and I'll go over it later on. It can be a period of 90 days. We don't do that. Some agencies might, but we don't do that. 30 days and it's gone. You can't access it after that, and we verified that. So we went in and tried to do that.
He did,
and it's not.
But
possible.
They could change all of this at any
The
time
only way
without
that
you
can
knowing.
access after that would be to have a search warrant in order to obtain that. Courts have established that there's no expectation of privacy on public property. North Carolina does allow ALPRs in state right of way, which are public property, and that is just a recent passing of the law for the SBI. They had a pilot program in place, and what they've done is include that as a budget item now, and that has been put in place where the ALPRs can be placed on state right of way. ALPRs are allowed on private property with the owner's consent. Some ALPRs owned by Jackson County Sheriff's Office are located on private property. ALPRs commercially available are used at many retail stores nationwide. Cell phone data cannot be obtained using flock. Driver or passenger identifying information cannot be obtained using flock. Enforcement actions cannot be made solely based on ALPR images. Probable cause must be established. Misuse of ALPRs will not be tolerated by the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. And Jackson County Sheriff's Office maintains audit logs. Every search is
Nobody's buying any of this shit, Marsha. Nobody.
conducted to maintain the integrity of the ALPR usage.
Here, I'm gonna post
And
this link.
JCSO has 0 cases of ALPR misuse. And
Yet we have 0 cases of ALPR misuse yet. It just happened in Charlotte last week. I'm gonna post a copy of the flock document in the chat right now for y'all.
answer time matters. ALPRs are not about surveillance. They're about providing officers with another regulated tool to protect our community. Technology helps us respond faster, investigate more effectively, and better serve the people who entrusted us with their safety. Our goal remains unchanged: to protect what you value most while preserving the rights and freedoms of every citizen.
Oh, Bobby.
I'll share with you just a couple of things here. Some of the incidents that Flock has been helped us with. There was a federal jury duty scam. It's an $80,000 fraud case. An elderly victim, and the elderly victim was targeted in a sophisticated federal jury scam. The scammer's convinced her she had failed to appear for a federal jury service. That was immediate payment was needed to avoid arrest. And unlike other scams that direct victims to deposit money into cryptocurrency or kiosk or into wire funds or by other.
Bro, you're not gonna convince me that you prevented these scams with flock cameras. Are most of the scams like external other places? They're targeting just random people all over the world. They're not specifically locals targeting locals.
The investigation presented significant obstacles from the outset. The suspects used voice over internet protocol telephone numbers, concealed their internet activity through virtual private networks, making traditional methods of identifying the callers extremely difficult to track and follow those leads. Sometimes sometimes leads you to fake individuals, no individuals, and ultimately no leads. The only in-person contact occurred when the courier met the victim to retrieve the package. The victim can only identify limited information, including a general physical description, the courier's apparent ethnicity, a white SUV, no maker model, and the fuel pump where the vehicle was parked. Although surveillance cameras at the business captured the vehicle arriving and parking, the footage was significantly insufficient to identify the license plate and capture the individual inside the vehicle.
So
But
many
with this video
lies.
footage, they was able to narrow down a make and model.
That's what you got, dude. You're really
So
preventing scams. That's what you
what
got.
was the investigative value of flock in this? I can go through all of this, but the investigative value of flock, the system did not identify the offender by itself. It didn't establish probable cause on its own or replace the traditional investigative work. Instead, it served as a piece of a much larger investigation that included victim interviews, surveillance review, digital evidence,
Look at that. Look at
interstate
that.
coordination, and follow-up
Look at that right
investigative
there.
work. And there's a
Bobby ain't
lot of
buying it. I'm
items
not
listed
buying
in
it.
that. And with the ability to reconstruct the suspect's vehicle movements, investigators would have had significantly fewer leads in the case when established the suspect vehicle had continued beyond our jurisdiction and was detected in Hiawassee, Georgia. The suspect was subsequently stopped by law enforcement in Hiawassee, taken into custody, and the child was safely recovered and reunited with the family. Without that, it would have been hit or miss trying to find that child.
Not with good police work. Dude.
Rolling domestic.
Come
Domestic with serious bodily injury and kidnapping. The jurisdictions involved in that was Rabun County, Georgia, Macon County, Jackson County, Haywood County, and Buncombe County. Investigation involved alleged domestic violence and incident resulting in serious bodily injury. Kidnapping that continued across multiple counties and state lines before the incident was mobile. Because the incident was mobile, no single agency had the complete picture of the suspect's movements. Multiple jurisdictions were involved. Suspect with that. Just some of the other stuff. It assisted us on identifying a suspect and a tag for sexual assault. We had located a wanted subject of federal warrants.
Why didn't you
Located
lead
child
with that,
abduction
dude?
suspect as well. Helped identify multiple child sexual assault suspects. Assisted in locating stolen property. Assisted in timeline for a murder suspect from out of state. Located elderly and juvenile missing persons, and even assisted in identifying that scam suspect who had come from out of state to meet with the victims. I know that with that, I mean, there's a lot of questions I'm sure people have, but it's flock camera for us is a tool. Jackson County has 4 cameras. We don't have a saturation, but Jackson County also has.
We don't have a saturation yet.
Something that's unique to us. We have 3 major corridors: 107 coming out of South Carolina, 74 coming out of Asheville, 441 coming out of Atlanta, and all of those are major drug corridors. And our guys work drugs hard. And if you've looked at our statistics and stuff from the past year or
I'm not
past
buying
2
any of this
years,
shit.
we've made a lot of drug arrests and stuff. Do we use that with flock? We use
Still
that.
a demand. All those arrests, and there's still a huge demand. What does that tell you?
That camera gives us just the place, the time that vehicle passed. Does not take a picture of the driver. I know that one county over, they had an issue. They was talking about if he pulled up on the camera and got out and run around, could you see the person? Yes, you could, because it's triggered by motion. And then the new cameras that they have out will not do that, but we have one of the old cameras. So it would, if you got out and ran around in front of it, it would pick you up and it'd take a picture of you. But, you're
searching to do that.
Yeah. I mean, if you got time to do that.
Yeah.
We're not interested in people's daily activities as they're driving to and from work. We may have a vehicle description. You may have a silver Jeep. There may be 500 of them pass on 74 in a day's time. So it helps us narrow down things. It's a force multiplier for us, and we utilize it, and we're respectful in the use of it. And we appreciate the fact that we get to use those, and it's helped us to be quicker on investigations and stuff, and solve things that normally wouldn't be solved in a timely fashion. If you had to set officers at every entrance and set them there daily, number one, it'd be hard to set them in a car for 12 hours straight and watching traffic and try to pick up every plate that comes through. I travel these roadways. My family travels them. We travel them every day. So my tag's on there just like your tag's on there. But
Doesn't
30
make it
days,
right,
it's gone.
dude.
If you pass that camera every day, yes, it's going to snap your photo. But that's all it is. It's a photo.
If you're looking for someone, say a missing person, silver alert, you have to manually enter in that data as an alert so that flock camera is looking for
That's
it.
a good question.
We have to manually enter that in. So there's somebody putting that information in.
One of the authorized.
Yeah. And once we get an alert from flock, you cannot stop a vehicle based on that alert on flock. You have to do your own investigation. You have to form probable cause or at least have reasonable suspicion to stop a vehicle. We do not write traffic citations off of flock camera alerts. But there's a lot of misconceptions out there. Can it be abused? It's just like anything else. Tools can be abused. And that's not just in law enforcement. That's in any profession. You can, it'd be like me going to Michael's work and saying, it's doing too much damage. But he's a construction man and he knows what his tools will do. And that's for law enforcement. We know what our tools are capable of. And Flock also knows what they're capable of. And they just recently come out with an audit assist that's helped us tremendously. So we can review that log quicker and identify any.
He's trying to make it sound like his officers are incapable of misusing that database. And we could go with the Michael Jennings train of thought. If you just go to Google and you type in, why do kids do bad in middle schools? If you just go to Google and you type in flock camera misuse, you will find just story after story. 6 more Georgia Police Department employees under investigation. 2 Reynolds police officers resign over alleged misuse. Opponents of flock cameras speak out at Bibbs Sheriff's Office investigates potential misuse. How a rogue officer turned a nationwide camera network into a tool for stalking. It happens.
Normalities or whatnot.
Every day it happens.
So it is a tool for us. And we appreciate being able to have those to use. And it helps us better protect the citizens of Jackson County.
That's nonsense, dude.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So you use them after a crime's been committed to help find who committed it.
But the information is
not
still
always,
in the database.
We won't always use them. If a crime's been committed, if it involves
1.1 million scans, license plate scans in 1 month from 4 cameras. Do the math.
a vehicle, or we need to try to establish a timeline of a vehicle coming into the county or going out of the county, we can utilize that. But not every investigation requires use of flock. So, there's a lot of investigations that it will assist us in.
I'm sure.
And I mean, I couldn't tell you. I can give you examples. That's about all I can do as far as that. I can't get into
Bobby's
any of the
so
open cases
over
we
it.
have.
Bobby is over it.
But yeah, it captures your vehicle.
Chris is leaning forward.
And sometimes it won't capture every vehicle. It just depends on the flow of the traffic. If it's really heavy or whatnot. So I mean, there may be sometimes it doesn't catch a vehicle. And the points of one camera to the next camera, it may be many miles. So we don't know what you do between those points. If you're a John Doe citizen out there traveling, and
they're coming from, is that how the cameras are assisting with the drug arrests?
They're not, dude. They're not. They're
no,
not.
it'd be
Flagging the cars
It's
as they're
just a
going
talking
by, or-
point.
it would alert if a vehicle matching that description or that tag number comes by that we've got entered into a hot list, it would flag it.
So any vehicle with a description, right? It wouldn't have to be a license plate or anything like that.
Well, we won't, the only time we would use description, you wouldn't enter a description in the hot list. It has to be a plate.
It has to be a plate.
And it has to be a reason. And every time that you enter a plate, you have to put a reason on there for why you've entered that plate, what you're looking for. If it's an investigation, if it has a case number goes on that.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around, I mean, how does it assist with, drug busts? I mean, but if you have I guess if you have a plate associated with someone that's known for trafficking drugs, is that what you're getting at?
He's bamboozling you.
If they've got vehicles that we know and got a plate number and we enter those and they pass that location, yeah, it's gonna give us an alert.
I was just gonna say, I mean, the cameras obviously don't take a picture of the drug inside the car.
No. And even if it does, you still have to have reasonable suspicion to stop the vehicle. And
that suspicion comes from other counties or other departments?
No, it has to be the officer.
The investigation.
Now, you can utilize another officer's statements in court, but he has to appear in court. But we don't do that. We form our own probable cause on reasonable suspicion for that. So,
well, I mean, I was going to say, if my black pickup truck is by description,
exactly,
black pickup truck carrying a bed full of drugs down the highway, well, they can pull me over.
That's right.
So, but you're saying that it has to be attached.
They have to have reasonable suspicion to pull you over.
So if you had
we know they always find reasonable suspicion to pull you over. They will find reasonable suspicion.
You had a spree of break-ins, let's say, and you got an idea of the general area where it's at. I don't know, this guy over here is probably the one doing it because he's been known for that or something. So would you wait until something has been broken into and try to find the cars that left around that area at that time? Or could you just take and say, well, we think it's this guy probably, let's watch him and see what he does every day, or where he goes? And
well, any investigation we do, we follow the leads, and you got to develop those leads.
Unless you got a warrant, bro, that is a Fourth Amendment violation to just track some guy because you suspect that he may be burglarizing.
And every case is going to be different. If it's a breaking and entering, it may be that you lift fingerprints, send those off to get those ID. It may be you have video footage. Maybe you have an eyewitness that says, hey, this green car with a broken left rear tail light come up here 3 o'clock in the morning, and when it come back out, its trunk was open and it had stuff packed in it. Then we could utilize that description to look and see if we can find anything during that time frame of a vehicle like that. But as far as any investigation, we follow the evidence. We don't just go straight to flock. Everybody thinks we go straight to flock. We don't. There's other methods of investigation we can use to locate people and find them. And a lot of it is just beating feet, talking to people, looking at local business cameras. And I can tell you, we've got, I mean, back during the bank robbery up in Cashers, they didn't have a suspect vehicle, nothing. And the investigators, they put together a team of investigators. They went up and they went from the bank all the way down 107, pulled every piece of video footage they could pull, and they pieced it together off video footage from businesses. So, and that's how they got a description of the vehicle. And then one of the officers was just making loops and happened to run across a vehicle that matched that description in a trailer park, and was able to locate the subject that had done the bank robbery. So,
Dad's neighborhood, they put one up. Guy would come by and just do door checks. He would walk. He'd park somewhere and walk and just pull doors on cars, see if anybody was open. And he steal guns, is what he's really looking for. And he got caught on a flock camera just by video footage. They traced him back to the car, and then they got his license plate and picked him up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. I can tell you Silver PD has a case right now. I don't know all the details of it, but there's a gentleman got run over this past weekend.
Did I say that they were going to use this or not? Here we go. I knew he was going to try to justify this. And
There's a vehicle involved in that. So we checked clock to see if we could locate anything in that time frame for that. But it's in front of Savemore.
The thing that bothers me is if you go back a slide or two there, it said, on those case files.
I'm putting the link to the GoFundMe for James Bagley in the chat right now, as well as also I will put it onto the screen. James Bagley was a good friend of mine, and I got the message. As soon as I arrived here, I woke up yesterday morning and saw that had happened and could not believe my eyes. Had to hit up a few people just to confirm. So I want to throw that up in the chat. If anybody could financially contribute to the memory of James Bagley, help for his cremation costs. I saw him Friday just before the weekend. Heartbreaking story. I'm not going to harp on it or cover it a whole lot here. But heartbreaking story.
That case law?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does not violate the Fourth Amendment because it's plain view, but to what end and to what? In other words, if you had them every 50 feet, I mean, I know that's far stretch, but then you could track everything everybody done every day. Not that you would.
Thank you, Michael Jennings. I never thought that the day would come that I would be praising Michael Jennings for being the voice of reason. Tonight, August 4th, 2026, Michael Jennings in his big boy collared shirt is the voice of reason.
But you could.
You would call that the mosaic effect. The mosaic effect is whenever you can track the everyday travels of somebody's life. Now, can we do that?
Yes.
We could probably do that with videos that are currently out here. We could probably track somebody's,
we're going to be here a while. We still got Amanda Allen.
There's a lot of things that we use for investigative purposes.
Jamie Davis and the Department on Aging report.
I mean, we use a lot
and
of
the social services report still to cover tonight.
We've got four
in this juicy
494 square
work
miles.
session.
So
contracting starts being able to do more than it can now, or we get a sheriff that's not as strict as you are, or there's lots of
hit
reasons
that link
it could
and
go
throw
wrong,
some
is what I'm
dollars
saying and what I'm hearing, and I agree with that.
For Mr.
I do
Bagley.
agree it helps you. That it's just people I think are worried about what it could be used for. Maybe not even right now, but in the future, the way everything evolves so quickly, technology, that, by next year, what can they tell whenever they, it's might not just be reading cameras. It could be seeing whose cell phones are in the car and who's riding together, or.
yeah, you can't, with a flock camera, it's rear of the vehicle. It's a snapshot in time. And that's all you get.
Are there any rules against like opposing cameras? So you set one up and then you set one up across the street.
But if you set one up across the street, it's just gonna catch the rear of the vehicle because you don't have a wide range to take a picture. It'll catch the lanes that you're looking
It don't catch the people on the other side of the road coming.
You might see a glance of one or something, but the only one that you're going to get anything off of would be that one. It takes a picture of.
Some of these are questions that I've got, and I'm going to pass them along to you. So you mentioned one thing about the DOT. Some folks have said that the DOT do not they don't like the cameras being on their right of way. And you've said that they've changed state law. Is that right?
North Carolina SBI done a pilot program. We wasn't part of that pilot program. I can't remember exactly how many they had in that pilot program, but that took about a year, I think the pilot program did, and then they made that permanent. So the SBI is the one that controls that on the right of ways, and they require you to have certain things done. You have to have a policy, and
So how many cameras do y'all have on the right of way right now? Are all of them on the right of way?
No.
we have 2 on the right of way, and we have 2 on private property.
He's talking about Lowe's, 2 at Lowe's.
And the ones on private property, I'd imagine that that's an agreement with the property owner.
With the property owner, yes, sir.
I think.
And do you have now these cameras you said through the SBI, is that correct? So
All right.
I guess, do they have control of those 2 that are on the North Carolina right of way?
No.
So you do?
No, we have control of them, but you have to abide by the rules. You have to have a policy, and 2183.31 is a regulation for use. And in your policy, they have several things there that you must have within your policy. And we have all these. Training of automatic license plate reader system operators, supervisory oversight of automatic license plate readers and system use, internal data and security use, annual and more frequent auditing and reporting of automatic license plate reader system use, and effectiveness to the head of the agency responsible for the operating system. Accessing data obtained by the automatic license plate reader systems operated by the law enforcement agency, and any other subjects related to the automatic license plate reader system by the agency. And
Bullshit.
says data obtained by a law enforcement agency in accordance with this article shall be obtained and accessed, preserved, and disclosed only for law enforcement purposes. Notwithstanding data obtained under the authority of this article shall not be used for the enforcement of traffic violations.
If they got 4 cameras, then is the results and the data on those cameras public record? Is it accessible to us?
Is attached to a radar, I think.
Now, our speed trailers do have a system set up. They're radars that the only thing they do is clock the car,
Okay.
and they display the speed.
Is
Now
clock on the back of those in any of our cases?
we may have one.
Does
Or
it catch
2.
your speed?
No, we do. You can't put that in front of your speed trailer.
All right. Let's run that back for 1 second, because Letson caught him, asked him a question that he did not want to answer.
Is clock the car,
Okay.
and they display the speed.
Is
Now,
clock on the back of those? I think.
now
He's asking them if they put them on the back, on the rear of these like portable speed detector systems that they already have in place. County Commissioner Chair Mark Letson is asking Farmer if they use flock cameras on the rear of that system. That's the question.
our speed trailers do have a system set up. They're radars that the only thing they do is clock the car,
Okay.
and they display the speed.
Is
Now
clock on the back of those in any of our cases?
we may have one.
Does
Or
it catch
2.
your speed?
No, we do. You can't put that in front of your
He said we may have 1 or 2. He said that very reluctantly.
your speed trailers have to have an open front.
That right there just shows that you cannot trust Doug Farmer with anything else that he has had to say tonight, just based off of that right there.
To where it can see and shoot the radar out to where it can show the speed on the display. And if you put anything in front of that, it's going to distort that, and you're not going to get that reading.
Put on the backside of it.
on the backside.
Crazy.
Um,
So they got portable flat cameras.
Arrest him back then, right?
No, you can't use FLOT to enforce traffic violations. You can't use the speed trailer to enforce traffic violations. You have to either use radar, or it has to be observation of the officer and his estimates of speed. Just the common citizen can make estimates on speed, and that's been proven in a court of law.
The fuck outta here.
I mean, you can tell when a car is going more than a normal speed down your road, and you can testify to that if you had to in a court of law.
But now, none of us speed. We just drive quickly.
I don't speed as much as I need to.
All right.
But
I got a few more questions.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. I'm just going to say, whatever. We're good.
On the drug arrests, I'm not asking, you probably don't have it in front of you, but sort of on a percentage of the drug arrests that's been made since the FLOT cameras have been in place.
Felon. Dollars of drug dealer money to this state.
That's all good stuff.
So
That's all good.
that's I think I can't remember. I would give you the number, but the amount of fentanyl there is enough to probably kill all the citizens of Jackson County, probably 4 times over.
Shock and awe, baby. Listen to this fear mongering,
And then-
trying to scare us
Is it-
into
I'm not
being
asking
okay
the
with the
person's name or
surveillance. He's trying to scare us
people,
into being okay
whatever.
with this.
But do you have a select few or select person that handles the system itself, like of going in there and having control of the data? You have one person that does that, or 2 people?
We've got 2 people right now.
Okay. And are they sworn officers?
Yes.
Bruh. They're trying to get on the front side because
Are data
Macon
shared with any other entity within the state?
Yes.
voted to defund it.
200 agencies.
Hear that?
Um,
The data is shared with 200 agencies.
And so we're
Shared with any? Is our data shared with any other entity within the state?
yes. 200 agencies.
Your personal data of where you travel in Jackson County is being shared with 270 law enforcement agencies in the state of North Carolina.
and so we're able to get data from other.
Yes, that's the only way you can get data from other agencies, is to share yours with them.
Give some data to get
And,
some data.
Like Cherokee,
nuts.
Cherokee has a different system, so we can't share anything with them. They can't share anything with us.
Cherokee has a lot of cameras too.
Just a few more questions from me, and then I'll hush. How much does it? I know we talked about it. It's been several years ago, but how much does it cost per year for the county to keep those cameras?
The first 2 we had
That's
was
a good question.
3,000, and the second 2 were 3,500.
Is there an annual fee for that?
There is an annual fee.
What is that?
I'm not exactly sure of the total cost off the top of my head right now. So.
He mistakenly does not have that information off the top of his head. What does it cost us annually? What is the annual subscription or annual cost to
Is it
access?
you think is it a big number, Darlene, or is it?
No, because it's in operating.
Okay. And
Poor
was gonna be my
Amanda,
last
there she
question,
is.
Because we've had some folks say,
Having to sit through
how many
all of
officers-
this.
Officers, are you down right now? How many openings do you have?
I looked at that board all day today trying to figure that out. And we've got multiple. I hadn't counted them here in a nice little bit. We've had 6 leave here in a nice little bit. So
This flock camera shit is
we've probably
scary.
got 12.
He convinced
14
the
openings.
commissioners whether they're just playing like they're not about it. I think I'm
In other
feeling.
counties, other states, you know, there's been a lot of officers get in trouble with this flock stuff.
Yes, sir.
So in theory, what they could have done or did do or whatever is track somebody, whether it be a wife they suspected of cheating or whatever.
Mhm.
They could tell about where she was at when she went there, whatever. So in theory, you could take somebody that you suspect is committing a crime, whether drugs or whatever, and input their tag number into that flock system and see when it crossed into the next county.
Yes.
And then if the other county was willing to share with you, then they could tell you where it went.
Hopefully the stream's getting a little better. We're
And
getting
the
some
next
shade
county.
now.
And now that to me, it is violating your rights, because if they haven't been convicted of anything, I don't feel like we should be watching where they go.
And we don't.
Okay.
I mean, we don't. In case on that, you could, I mean, you can track people via their cell phone. I know even
With
one
a
jail
warrant.
salesman who even put a GPS dog collar in his wife's truck and tracked her with a GPS dog collar. So if somebody wants to track you, they're going to track you. We're not, that's not what we're here for. We're here to solve crimes, to protect the citizens of Jackson County, and to do that to the best of our ability. We use flock to help us as a tool to do that. If someone abuses it, I can promise you they will reap the rewards that they're looking for, because that's not going to be tolerated by our office. And I can tell you that whenever we look for abnormalities, we can look at that and we can review those plates and stuff. And if it's somebody running something that they don't need to be, then it'll be them going somewhere. So
Rogue person just put in a number on their spouse's plate.
Yeah.
For 2 days or whatever,
Right.
that would flag it in the
Right.
audit.
Well, any of the databases that we use, you have to be
Getting
for like
sprinkled
DCI,
on
you have to
from
be
behind.
CJIS. You have to be
Raindrops,
approved through CJIS.
drops of
You
water
have
on my
to take
back.
security training every year in order to stay up to date on that. If you violate any of that, they can have you charged, or they can remove. They could actually take the DCI and stuff away from your terminals. But these things in place to monitor that, and that's why you see these officers being charged and arrested for these things, because these fail safes in there to catch them. And prior to this, you've seen officers getting charged for different things. And it's not just officers; it's every profession. You've got people that are going to use tools to access things that they shouldn't, or violate the law in some way. So law enforcement.
Then if you're going to use that logic, then it's the same with drugs and guns and everything else.
It's just in the public eye.
In every profession, you're going to have a few people.
So we're a target most of the time. So we take it on the chin and we keep going. But I can tell you the men and women of the Jackson County Sheriff's Office are there for the citizens of Jackson County. They work hard every day, and right now we're short staffed, so they're working even harder. So we strive to be the best, and I'd put these guys against anybody else in any other agency. So I'm proud to work with them. They do a tremendous job, and
There's no vote or anything coming up. They're just trying to get on the front side of the public, what's coming publicly.
whatnot. So
the public pushback. They're just trying to get on the front side of the election report is next. The election report is next.
but we keep on.
I'm just trying to figure out In my mind.
I'm glad they're being thorough. I give them so much
So
shit.
if I go say there's a camera,
I give them so
right
much
down
shit
here,
for not being thorough. I'm
and I
glad
go
they're being
down through
thorough.
here, driving, following the law and everything, go past it, head out, hit the 4-lane, headed home. Well, I forgot my cell phone here. Truck come back, come up the road, go by the camera, go back out again, go by it twice within like 10 minutes.
Right.
I go back, hit the 4-lane again, and come back down. I forget, drop something, have to come back, go by the camera.
You
again
done
a
forgot
third time
something twice now.
in the same day. And there's people that drive for
Mhm.
work having to go
Yep.
by the camera multiple times in
Yep.
one day. Are those people getting flagged for going by that camera multiple times?
Nope.
Are you positive on that?
I'm positive on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we care less about somebody's daily travels
I
unless
don't
we
want
have.
that. I don't want somebody going by a camera.
Throw some dollars to my man James, the memory of my man James Bagley. The fatal hit and run that happened late, Saturday night, early Sunday morning.
Right. Hey, I'd invite any of us. Hey, come ride with us. We'll take you out. We'll show you what we do. Come to jail. We'll show you what we do in the jail.
Should I take him up on that? Should I take him up on that? Ride with him, do a ride along? He said, come see what we do.
I mean,
I've been pausing. Look how far behind we are.
You by yourself, you go to the domestic, you get out on that.
We're behind.
You've got multiple people there. It's an
I
hour.
pause too much to ramble.
And that comes back to the openings. How do you have the backup that you need to keep everyone safe?
We make it.
The captain's coming out on the road and
Captains, sheriff.
Detectives.
We are all one big team. Yeah, detectives, CSU unit, whatever it takes to get the job done. And even if we're off right now, everybody knows the phone could ring at any second. Hey, we need help. Let's throw the uniform on, get out there and help.
I was just trying to, and I know we're talking about flock, but trying to keep staffing on each shift. I mean,
we're staffed.
So you're fully staffed on each shift.
No, we're not fully staffed on each shift, but we're staffed.
Okay.
Well, like 2 weeks ago, you were saying you were so understaffed.
I've got 3 in FTO right now. And as soon as we get them out of FTO, which will be
So, and I know I wasn't here last meeting, and I believe you might have talked about the openings and the positions and the pay. Do you think the pay is contributing to the reason that?
I can promise you, pay everybody that's left our agency here in the last 6 or 7 days. That's the reason they're leaving is for the pay. When you can go to cookout, make the same thing that you're making as a deputy, that's a discouragement to an officer.
For sure.
When you're trying to pay rent, raise a family, it's difficult. And if you look at that pay study that we done, I mean, consistently, I mean, for the past 3 years, I know we've been at the bottom of that list. I mean, 43,000 for a starting officer. Swain County is a little over 50,000. Macon County is over 50,000. Highway Patrol starts at 56, I believe, once they come out of school. Within 5 years, they're at $80,000+. You can go to the hospital where you don't have to go to court. You don't have to do any of that. Work for Allied Security as a gun toter. You can make $78,000 a year.
And there's a lot of things discouraging for an officer, for sure, being away from the family, pay, politics, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
Politics.
Yeah. But we keep on keeping on.
They're just co-signing all that bullshit. They're co-signing the cameras. There's gonna be more. Watch it. There's gonna be more.
Except this evening we
gotta
Amanda
get
Allen
loud about
from,
this.
Elections, Board of Elections.
We gotta get loud about this. Come on, Amanda. We love some Amanda Allen.
I'm not gonna lie.
Good evening.
All right. Well, thank y'all for having me here.
Love
I
some
appreciate
Amanda
this opportunity
Allen.
to talk to you, tell you a little bit about what's going on in our department as we lead into election season. Also, one of my board members, Roy Osborne, is here as well. So thank you for having us.
And shout out Roy Osborne for doing the right thing a couple months back at the last Board of Elections.
Just as a
meeting.
reminder, our mission is conducting safe, secure, fair, and impartial elections for the people of Jackson County. We try to do that through effective processes, proactive planning, and multi-partisan community-led efforts. We are a 5-member board. Currently, we are down a member, but we should have that vacancy filled in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. We should be having a swearing-in ceremony very soon. We are a county department who is governed by state and federal election law, and then we work with the county largely for budgetary things, but also in partnership, and we're trying to work more with different departments throughout the county and collaborate more. We do hold at least one, but sometimes up to 3 elections every year. And contrary to popular belief, we do not work just one day a year. We are working every day, taking care of a lot of election functions to maintain the integrity of our voter rolls, of engaging with candidates, of engaging with office holders, and also talking to our citizens. We have people visit our office every single day asking questions about elections, about their voter registration, how they can leverage their voter registration to help them get a job, how they can get their real ID, those kinds of things as well. I just want to go over some numbers for you that I think are really impactful when we look at the last fiscal year. So in 2025-2026 fiscal year, we had 2 successful elections. We held the municipal elections for our 5 municipalities in Jackson County, and we also held a countywide partisan primary. In those 2 elections, we had over 7,000 ballots cast. We had a record turnout for our municipal, so we had a lot of people coming out really engaged in the leadership of our municipalities in Jackson County, and we had a 22% turnout for our primary. In that period, we had 29 days of in-person voting, so those are days that we are up and moving. We have our full cohort of our precinct workers coming in. We also held 82 days of absentee by mail voting and 20 days where we were in office processing results. And we were engaging with candidates for over 41 days where we were managing candidate filing, some campaign finance functions as well. We are so blessed in Jackson County to have a robust cadre of precinct workers. During a big election, we expand to about 150 to 175 precinct officials that cover our 13 precincts. These are your experts. These are your community trusted folks. These are your neighbors who come in, they know election law. They are trusted individuals who are helping us have the best possible elections. Every election, they are required to attend at least 2 training sessions. In the last fiscal year, we held over 19 poll worker training sessions. And this is where they get that foundation, where they get hands-on practice and they learn about election administration. In the last fiscal year, we had over 2,000 new registrations processed. These numbers are going to increase the closer that we get to the general election. Since June 1st, we've had over 200 new registrations. So that is people that are moving into our county who have turned 18, who are wanting to get engaged with elections, registering for the first time. That's a big number, and that number is going to continue to grow monthly the closer we get to the election. Voter registration changes for existing voters also happen every single day. You move, you change parties, you want to update your contact information, those kinds of things. Maybe you change your name. So in that fiscal year, we had over 19,000 transactions. So those are the things that we are doing day in and day out. Also, a great thing that we offer as an office, every county board of elections in North Carolina offers, is free voter photo IDs. In North Carolina, every voter is asked to provide a voter photo ID. Most people are going to provide a driver's license or an NCDMV ID. But we also have the ability in our office to prepare those for free, hand them over the counter within just a couple of minutes. And we've also been taking that on the road. We take that to some of our what we're calling mobile voter photo ID clinics. We might be at a library, we might be at an event on campus, we might be at another department at a big event that they're having. we're able to help our voters get those IDs. Those IDs are good for 10 years. They are provided completely free
What
of
do you
charge.
require for an ID?
So you need to be a registered voter. So that means that you have provided all of the required information that is required of a registered voter, and your registration is confirmed and validated. So if you are a brand new voter, what you would do is you would be filling out a voter registration form. That's a North Carolina state form that asks a number of required fields. We would also have you fill out the request form for that ID, but we would hold your ID until your voter registration has been validated. So that's not we've gone through our system. We match it to different state. Matches your existing account, and then we would be able to issue that over the counter.
You don't have to live in the county to register?
Yes, you do. So we only do these for our county. Every county board of elections is able to do this for their registered voters.
Does every county do that for their voters? Or is it?
Yes. So this is a statewide program. All county board of elections are provided with the ability to make voter photo ID.
I just wondering, is it an ability or is it something that?
No, we have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. We might do it a little differently. Like we might take those forms out to more places instead of just having you come to the office. We want to eliminate as many barriers as possible. So if I am at a voter registration event and you are in front of me, I want to be able to have that conversation with you rather than saying, why don't you come back, get a ride to the office, So we do try to make that as flexible and accessible as possible for people. A lot of the folks that are needing these IDs are people that might not have transportation, especially senior residents or young folks who might not have a car, they might not have a ride. So if I have you as a captive audience and you want that photo ID, we'll go ahead and do that process there rather than making you come to the office.
Do these people that register have to be a taxpayer?
You don't have to own property. No, you just have to you have to fill out the voter registration form.
Oh my Lord.
And lying
Jenny
in the voter
Hooper just
registration
wanted
form
to
is a
know
felony, so you have to fill that out. You have to be your
if you
physical
have to be a
residence
taxpayer to be a registered
is
voter.
a address in Jackson County, and we verify that using GIS and that information. But you didn't.
And Amanda Allen was like, well, you don't have to pay property taxes, if that's what you're saying, because you don't have to own property. I don't know what she was getting at exactly.
To go through the state system that we use, the information
So
system
it's
that
not
we
as
use.
simple as handing you a piece of paper and say, oh, here you go.
No. So if you came to an event and we saw you
They're
fill out a request
alluding.
form, and I would have to verify that your
alluding
information
to
matches pre-verified
can
information in your
people
voter registration
register to
before I
vote
send that and
illegally.
issue it to you.
That's what they're alluding
Yes.
to.
But that is just something that we're really proud of that we've been able to offer, and we hope more people utilize that. It's a really great tool,
Because she
especially
was
for
talking
folks who
about
might
getting a
who might
voter
not
ID.
have another form of ID.
Does it make it easier to vote when you have that as a driver's license?
Nope, it's exactly the same. They are just really cute little IDs. I share mine with me. The perk is that they do last for 10 years, whereas a driver's license might not last as long, or you might be on the tail end of a driver's license, but this would last.
What if you move from here? Like, what if you registered students in Western and they no longer lived here, but they still voted?
Turn your microphone on when you're asking a question. We can't hear you.
If they move from here, they are attesting every time they vote. They fill out something that's called an ETV form. They will be promising that they still live here, that they still reside here under penalty of law. It is a felony to not vote. Also, if they register
Yeah, Jenny's totally alluding to illegal registrations. All the questions that she's asking, she's hinting around
somewhere
it
else, if you
without
graduate here, you
directly
move back
saying
home, you register somewhere else, those duplicates are taken care of in the newest registration.
How do
is
you know
retained.
somebody doesn't
We
vote in
also
Macon
do
County
audits
and
to
in Jackson
verify
County?
that you're not having duplicate votes anywhere. So after the election, before the canvassing of the
Very
elections
easily.
occurred, the whole state, we run all of that data, and the state provides us information about if there are any people who have voted in multiple places, and we would be able to challenge those and process those through our board processes.
What are we doing different now about like the thumb drives?
Her microphone is not turned on. Again.
So that was before my tenure, but we do have a number of audits in place. We also have So on election night, the chief judge of every precinct will be
Insane.
bringing a number of things
She
back
has
to
to
the
press the
office,
little button to turn her
including
microphone on. You
the
see her
voted
reach
ballots, the
for
paper
it in the
ballots.
past.
Also, they will be bringing the thumb drives, which include the tabulation data. There's an audit process, a chain of custody for that.
I'm watching you, Chris
Generally, those judges
Bogartis.
are also escorted by a member of the sheriff's department. So they are followed back into the office. There's a chain of custody check-in process, and then that data is read in that night by our office with members of the board, a multi-partisan assembly of the board watching that process. And then those are still unofficial results that night, and we would have to go through the canvas reconciliation process as well. So we do have a number of audits to verify that if any mistakes were to happen, we have gone through, we have reconciled all the votes to make sure that everything looks correct.
So I mean, I guess I'm just concerned with the thumb drives like being duplicated. They're not putting a certain lockbox that
Yes.
once they arrive.
So once they arrive, they are.
Jenny's concerned with the thumb drives being duplicated, like prior to arrival at the Board of Elections office, but she doesn't speak into her microphone or turn it on, so we can't tell what she's saying.
They are read into our system. This is an air-gapped computer that does not have access to the internet whatsoever. So that information is read into that computer. A report is generated. I upload that report to the state, and then those thumb drives are in a locked facility in a locked safe. And they are carried in a sealed pouch with the judge, with their materials. There's a chain of custody, and they are followed by the sheriff's department from the precinct to our office.
Yeah, my thing is I don't want to hold you up much on it on the past, but I don't know how on that it was our election 4 years ago. It's way back in the past, but I don't know how would it be something to do with the system that malfunctioned that caused it to count twice, or was it someone that input those votes?
That I wouldn't know. That was before my tenure. In my experience, so we do a mock election prior to every single election. So even if we have this election in November and say there was to be a runoff, we would still do another mock. And in that instance, it's where we're testing all of our equipment, and we actually read in the results like we were pretending it's election night. So we're testing our system, the state system, everything. In my experience, if you ever mess up, it does pop up an error. But I can't speak to what happened before my tenure.
Yeah, I mean, I've not heard that with you. So,
Thank you.
I was just curious. I've been curious for 4 years how the votes got counted twice.
The same thumb drive put in twice.
So
For once, they're being thorough.
But that was
For
mitigated
once.
before Canvas. So we do have a number of guardrails between those processes so that if any mistakes happen on election night, those are always unofficial results until we go through all of the reconciliation processes, all of the audits. We also,
Unfortunately, all these questions aren't necessarily
randomly
productive,
selected
but
hand
they
eye
are
audit
being
where we
thorough.
count
I'll give
them
them
by
that
hand.
today.
And any discrepancies have to be accounted for in that as well.
you know that it not just us. It
It's
wasn't fair
8:30
to
p.m.
all the candidates. I mean, because it could have.
It would have changed
It
the
would have
election.
changed the election, so it wasn't fair to both sides. Both candidates on each ticket. I mean, it wasn't fair. So it's
No
hopefully
shit.
there's something in place now to keep that from happening.
I have to believe that there are, we tried the best that we can with as many procedural things, with as many chain of custody things, and then also with audits, with reconciliation, with a number of checks and balances after the fact as well before Canvas. So I have to believe that we would take care of that. Some accomplishments in the last fiscal year, some things that we're really proud of as a department. We did roll out a new piece of early voting equipment. This is called an express vote printer. This helps reduce the margin of error during
My
early
leg is
voting when
cramping
you're
up.
trying to make ballots ensure that you receive.
She did tell me that they're even changing the route of where the vehicles drive into the Board of Elections. They used to drive through this like really obnoxious chain link gate that beeps real loud and it doesn't necessarily function the best. You know which one, just to the right of the building. And she told me the other day that they are changing the route and sending them through a different way this year. So I'm sure that has something to do with that chain of custody. that she's referencing.
Things need to be allocated to shelters, to emergency response. So we were able to purchase some generators that would be specifically designated for the Board of Elections in the event that we had another countywide incident where that kind of power infrastructure needed to be allocated to other emergency areas. Also, all 4 of our full-time staff completed a federal professional certification from the Election Assistance Commission. So that is the federal agency that governs elections. All 4 full-time staff members received that credential this summer, which is really great. Also, we held dozens of outreach events, including voter education, registration, and community engagement events. We have gone all over this county trying to reach as many people.
We're about 8 minutes
and make sure that they feel confident in their voter registration information, in the security and fairness of elections.
Because I paused so much flapping my gums. We are about 8 minutes behind.
We touch on that in just a second. Our goals for 2020.
They asked her so many questions. She's like barely through her presentation. Talking about their goals, upcoming events.
Something that is incredibly important to us. We want to make sure that we are recruiting poll workers. These are the most trusted element of our elections. Like I said before, these are your friends, your neighbors, the people that you go to church and you go to school with.
And the forecast
and we
is
want
next.
to have as many volunteers as we can. If anyone is interested in working in elections, please fill out an application. We have those available on our website. We look forward to working with you, and we'll be starting those trainings really soon. One of our primary goals is that we really want to improve efficiency for our department. There are some really big changes that are happening at the state and the federal level, and there are constant legislative changes and legal changes. Also, the state is looking for an overhaul of the state system that all county boards of election use. That's called the Statewide Elections Information Management System. So we are trying to get our house as in order as possible so that in the event these kinds of things change, or we see that change to the same.
She's about halfway through her presentation.
Sources to that. So we are looking at digitizing processes. We are improving some of our inventory and chain of custody procedures. And we're looking at improving our documentation to make it more accessible and a lot easier as well. Just wanted to provide you a little bit of a forecast that we see for this upcoming general election.
This is crucial right
we
here.
do anticipate high turnout. So these midterm elections don't have quite the same turnout.
51% average turnout in the last 2 midterms, and they're expecting that to be even higher this go around. I wonder why. With 61% of votes being cast early.
Continuing to grow as a means of voting. There are forecasts that say that we can expect upwards of 60% of all of our turnout to happen in that 2.5 week early voting period. So we are trying to be as prepared as possible.
Which actually starts October 15th. October 15th through Halloween is the early voting
We
period.
will see partisan offices at all levels. Currently, the Jackson County ballot includes 23 candidate contests, 10 of which are county offices, and 3 statewide constitutional amendments, and then potentially if we have a local referendum. This is a very long ballot.
Long ballot.
Also,
23.
we anticipate some legislative and legal
23
changes. There's a
votes
lot
to
of
cast.
conversation going around at the
Not
state
counting the
and federal
referendum.
level about some things that could change. We have to be as nimble as possible.
Partisan offices
but
at
we want
all
people to be
level,
aware that there are some
nonpartisan
potential
local
changes that could
offices.
happen. So the things that we
state ballot
suggest for
initiatives,
anyone,
and then the local
for
referendum.
everyone to be mindful of is reviewing your voter information, looking at that, checking it. There is a state resource on the state board website where you can look up anyone's voter registration in North Carolina, verify
I want to
all
know
of the
who won the
information,
Youth
and then
I
if you have
Voted
questions,
sticker
if you need to make
contest
changes,
that we
reach
were
out
hustling.
to us. We recommend that you make a voting plan, make a plan A, make a plan B. Plan ahead to prioritize your voting. How are you going to fit this into your schedule? And also be community minded and think about the people around you. Someone that might need a ride, someone that might need help with their absentee ballot. Recommend that you do your research ahead of time, consult trusted sources like these long ballots, be prepared before you come to the polls, and then combat disinformation. Because some of these things may be changing at a state and federal level, go.
This is going to be another hour at least.
Early voting dates have changed, or any information like that.
Ain't no way
confirm it
Jenny
with
can stay up
us.
that late.
Make sure that you are going to the source. Talk to those precinct workers who are in your communities, who are trusted sources of information.
9:30?
To make sure that you are ready.
She's trying to
We
go
plan to be
fast
out in the
too.
community from now till till the election. So you will see us everywhere. Some things we want you to look forward to and hope that you might join us at. We will be having a bingo event at the Department on Aging coming up in a couple of weeks. So that is going to be a lot of fun for folks that are 50 or greater. So we hope to have folks join us for that. We're also going to be having a lot of events at the public library. We have been trying to offer kind of like open office hours every month for people to come in, ask questions, verify their voter registration, register. That is a great time to request a voter photo ID. We do those monthly. National Voter Registration Day is September 15th, and we are also going to be having kind of an observance with an event at the library on the 10th. And we are also going to try, we always try every year to make some appearances at Albert Portland Cashers so that we are reaching out to those folks up there as well. The town of Webster is going to be having a civic engagement event coming up on September 27th. That'll be an opportunity to get to meet some folks, to ask questions. We're going to have activities for kids. This is a great time to bring your family out and learn a little bit about the election process. And then Election Heroes Day is October 20th. So if you know a poll worker, there are several in this room, be sure to thank them for their contributions, for working on the ground floor of the institution of democracy. We appreciate them so much.
Shout out poll worker.
These are just some election dates to be aware of. You guys have these printed out, but also for anyone in the audience, this is on our website. These are things to be mindful of. When can you early vote? When is the registration deadline? Those sorts of things.
October
Always
9th
call our
is the
office
voter
with any
registration
questions.
deadline.
And then this is the exciting, really good news that I'm so excited to share with
She
y'all.
breezed through that quickly.
This year we did a Youth I Voted sticker contest. We solicited designs from local K-8 students. So you had to have completed kindergarten to 8th grade. We received 39 entries from kids that were as young as 6 up to 15 years old. Our board selected the top 10, and then we opened it to the public to vote. We got almost 300 votes in the last couple of weeks to determine who our I Voted sticker will be. And so we're going to share that news with y'all. You guys are the first to hear it. So our third place winner is Miller Soulsby. He is 8 years old.
Come on.
Our second place winner is Lincoln Brooks.
We did this.
Also
We did
8
it.
years
Let's go.
old. And then our winner, which will be featured in all of our polls, this will be the I Voted sticker that you can receive.
Come on, baby.
Oh my goodness. Anticipation, people. Is Naomi Pratt. She is 7 years old. All of these top 3 will be receiving prizes and certificates for doing local business
Good
prize
job,
packs.
guys.
But Naomi's design will be printed locally. We will have those available at all of our polling sites. If any of you like this design, if you are excited about it, you need to come vote so that you can receive yours. We will have these available as long as supplies last.
Oh, man.
All right. Do you guys have any questions?
She is very responsible if you have
I just
questions.
think it's cute that y'all did that with the kids.
Oh, God.
But I think it's odd that you go and do bingo with the age people. I mean, that's a wonderful thing to do, but you're the Board of Elections.
So we try to do every year whenever we have an election, we try to do an educational event at the Department on Aging. So we have done things with AARP, talking about voter photo ID, especially with some folks that they may have secured their driver's license. So we are going to be combining the education piece, but also having a little bit of fun. It is going to be voting themed bingo. So we're going to be talking about early voting, the dates, how
Department of Aging is next, but we're waiting for the social services
But it is an educational
report,
event
it
at
is,
heart.
It is
Because
concerning.
This group of folks are actually one of the highest groups of turnout. These are our most reliable voters, and we want to make sure that they know all of their options, like they can use absentee by mail, that we have curbside voting, that all of our sites are accessible to anyone who might have mobility, vision, hearing challenges, and that we will make sure that they are taken care of.
And poll workers.
And poll workers. Yeah. They are the Department on Aging. That's some of our biggest cadre of poll workers. They're folks that have time, that have more flexible schedules, and we love having them at our office.
Well, I guess I'm saying that's great that you're going and talking to them, but I guess where I'm coming from is I've heard so much over the years about people going to nursing homes and getting people to vote. And they don't even know what they're doing.
What does that have to do with them?
Across the state,
I mean, the people that are voting, is what I'm saying.
So in North Carolina, all county boards of elections are required to have something called a MAT team. So that is a multi-partisan assistance team. This is a trained, sworn, appointed team. They have to receive training every 2 years. They have to be appointed by our board. And these folks, we partner with the nursing homes or the long-term care facilities in our county, we help them complete their absentee request forms, and we also go back and we can help them with anything they might need in completing that. If someone who is in a long-term care facility has a family member or a guardian or someone who assists them due to disability, they are able to help them do that process. This is something that we do, that all counties are required to do, but it makes sure that our folks in long-term care facilities are not left behind.
Jenny is very concerned about voter fraud. Do you think voter fraud is an issue in Jackson County historically? Do you think that's something that's been a problem in the past? She's referring to people going into retirement homes and persuading individuals to vote or casting ballots in
Assisting
retirement
a voter,
homes.
it is always members of two different parties who are assisting that voter. It is never the same party, and they hold themselves to the same level as our precinct workers. They cannot have any partisan conversations. They cannot suggest they vote one way or the other. They read the ballot and help them.
That's right, Johnny boy. She doesn't want the old timers to vote. This is the one time she turned her microphone on tonight.
Thank you.
Moving on now to Department of Aging.
All right,
and,
we're moving through this. I gotta pee. I might have to go inside and pee. Holy cow. Department on
Guys, thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Department on Aging serves some meals before this dude starts. I'm just gonna tell y'all, hit them up and volunteer for Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels needs help right now, and this dude's about to show you that they serve.
The renovations got completed last year.
He has a
It's
22-page presentation.
the prettiest building that Jackson County has, and we are so pleased and so proud to have it. So thank you again for doing that for us. So we appreciate those renovations. Just a one-stop shop and resource center dedicated to providing services
30,000
support
meals
to the aging population of Jackson County. And what is aging? Let's get your better. We like to say better because things get better as they age. Our mission is to aim for the highest quality of life for all of our seniors in Jackson County. You guys read a lot of this stuff. You know, the building opened in 2009. We do have locations in Catchers, the senior center
This
there.
guy's being a gentleman right here with his time. I tell you what.
We have Woodlock.
He knows it's
Methodist
8:45.
Church in Colorway. We have been so generously
It's gonna be
given
10
a
o'clock
spot
by the
to
time they get
attend
out
this
of there.
hardwood building for a little while. We appreciate that in Calvary Church Road. We have over 600 volunteers every year. We are governed by our Council on Aging Advisory Board, and that is full right now, and we are very pleased to have everyone. Team effort, so many more people than what we have listed here. We work with pretty much every department in Jackson County and with you all, and we couldn't do it without you. So, and our volunteers. And this is just the impact for last fiscal year. These services that we have, I'm not going to do all of these. I'm actually going to let you guys see them. We have a video that has been put together, and I think it will do a bigger impact to look at that here in just a few minutes. Look.
Now we're watching videos, dude. Come on,
All
bro.
right. New thing we added in this last year was the award-winning Healthy Brain Club, partnered with Western Carolina University to bring in a group of professionals that provide about 3 hours every Friday for folks who have dementia to come and for their caregivers to get a little break for them to get training.
That's pretty
so we
nice.
actually won an award with Western Carolina.
That's
for,
pretty nice.
Partnering with them and doing that. We did an understanding long-term care and what we have for respite options in Jackson County. I hate Mr. Smith's not here. That was his idea. And we worked hard and put
Mark
that
out to
together.
John
Had about
Smith.
60
Mark out to
participants come
John
out
Smith.
to that and learn what we have options available in Jackson County.
The social
with
services
drive,
report
we
is
had
concerning. It's
132
next.
units donated over 3 drives. That is an amazing amount of blood just in 3 drives for Jackson County. We started a beginner and basic self-defense class. We did bingo size. We started a grief support, and our Golden Airs music troupe is back in action. They have their first gig tomorrow, and they are tickled to death. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And we're
Moving
planning on
right
adding a
along.
repair cafe, and that is, we have partnered with a group from
I'm gonna go to the
around
bathroom.
Western North Carolina. We are actually going
I'm gonna
to
run to the
work
restroom
on
real quick.
Saturdays to, if you've got a broken down TV, broken down whatever you want to bring in, you've got a group of volunteers coming in, we're going to work on this stuff for free. Basically, you buy the parts, and they're going to work on fixing that for you. Oh, I mean, no TV repair shops anymore. We're going to try to bring that back. We have a dementia respite group that we are working on getting up and started, and that is going to provide respite again for the caregivers of dementia sufferers. And we have our woodworking class and group that is getting ready to get started. Project here, I highlighted in green where we went over from last year. This year we built 40 ramps. We built 10 ramp deck repairs. We had 4 sets of stairs and 6 handrails. We lost a little bit there, but we'll see where we made up for it. We installed people grab bars. We had 109 volunteers. That's mixed groups from churches, educational schools, and things of that nature. They provided us 353 hours. We kind of made up, we added concrete landings. We started doing some concrete work. We donated fans through Project Care to 24 seniors, and that was a Duke Energy project. We also were able to donate 2 window AC units and install 2 air conditioners. So great work there. Project Fire, where we give fire to rural elderly. We do a volunteer day once a month on a Saturday from October through March. We delivered 284 pickup truck loads of firewood. We're up 15 loads from that. It's all donated to us. We do not buy it. Have 106 volunteers that cut, split, and delivered, and they worked a total of 870 hours. This mouse is all over the place. Fight me again. It's still. Oh, yeah. I do. I'm doing awesome. Thanks, Logan. All right, Logan.
I'm back.
Next.
I don't know what that is.
Let's
What is going on?
That's beautiful. Okay, the senior center this year, we have activities including
What did I
trips,
miss?
clubs, classes, health and wellness. We had 899.
Was he having a moment or what? What did I miss? That was strange. What was
wellness
that?
classes and 200 guests, exactly the same number of guests. We added 56 participants. We had an additional
The sun's long gone.
585 people served by
It's about to be dark over
tax
here.
aids last year, with 14 volunteers helping with that. We do virtual classes as well, and we are a certified senior center of excellence. One other thing that we have done in the past 2 months, we have added 70 people. That is quite a lot.
That's good.
Logan. We had the Smoky Mountain Senior Games this year. We had 83
Playing games up in there.
We added 20 people going to Raleigh. So we've got about 40 folks going to Raleigh for the Senior Games coming up in September. We're proud of that. So
Go seniors.
can't wait to see how they do. We did have a couple of state champions from Jackson County.
Where's my
last
man
year.
Bill Davis at? He needs to be
Yeah, they
participating
put a picture
in
of me in
this
there
senior
looking like I was trying
games.
to do something at the bottom. It's cute. Caring Hands and Support Services. This is probably one of the toughest.
I need that
positions
social
we have.
services
We
report. I'd have
have
ended this.
a lady who provides our list of our CNAs that we have vetted, that the county has allowed us to vet, and folks hire these people to come into their homes and care for their loved ones. So we gave lists to 158 new families. We currently have 223 people in Jackson County receiving this list of people to help with their loved ones. We trained 41 folks, and you can see we had higher numbers there. Project Lifesaver, we have 10 bracelets that are able, with the Sheriff's Department, to track folks if they get out of their home, and we're able to help find them in case they are lost. We have 10 of those out right now.
We'll see how
We have
how well
90
tracking
closet
does
full of portable medical
after the sun
equipment,
goes down.
and
It's so
we,
dim out here.
19 people, 26 items. So we were very happy about that. We did a Rural Connections grant through this program for 3 people where they received up to $7,000 to work on their homes. and get some things repaired. And we sent 4 referrals to Hands on Jackson, and we were able to get those completed. So, all right.
Moving right along.
There we go. Cardiac nutrition. Basically, altogether, the only thing you need to know about our nutrition program is we provided over 50,000 meals to folks in Jackson County. Unbelievable.
That's
They
what's
worked
up.
so hard to
Between
get this
Meals on
distributed.
Wheels, the senior center lunches.
So we served just here in Jackson County, we served right at 15,000 meals to 227 seniors. We distributed 196 cases of Ensure to those who are nutritionally compromised as well. And that works out to about 4,700 meals each month for them. So Meals on Wheels, they put
Look at
out
that, 30,000
meals
meals
as well. It was up quite a substantial bit from last year.
Go volunteer for Meals on
homebound
Wheels.
seniors,
They
we
need
have
you.
136 volunteers. We cannot live without
2,500
our
meals.
volunteers, and we'll see that here in just a moment. They took 5,775 hours and drove 119,706 miles just in Jackson County delivering food. Yes, ma'am. It absolutely it is.
Mike, back off
and there's
again.
some in here.
Mike,
they
off
are
again.
the most wonderful people that you will ever meet in your life. It is. It truly is. They humble me every day. And a meal.
Why,
We have
Jenny?
dog or cat.
Just
We
why?
give you
I
some
don't
dog or
understand.
cat food each week. We distributed about 2,300 pounds of animal food. So
2 hours and 44 minutes.
all right, on to the next one here. Our SHIP program. We say residents of Jackson County, $2.3 real million. That's not just a fake number. That is a number. Folks, again, we found them the correct insurance they need to be on, the correct drug plans, and saved them a real savings of $2.3 million, or we're up about $200,000.
The social services report is next. That's what we're waiting for.
That they can
Just to see how bad it truly is.
have non-volunteer helping. So Megan does a wonderful job with that program. All right.
Come on, doggy.
Our adult day program, absolutely one of my favorite things in the world. We have provided respite for 24 families, and it's anyone with a cognitive or dementia-related diagnosis. They come there to the center, and they stay for about 7 hours a day. They can't come 5 days a week. They can come 1 day a week. It just depends on what they need. And we also provide 2 meals while they're there. And we have lots of volunteers from Western in their PT, OT classes that come and
He's
do
not
some
talking
work
on the
with them while they're
microphone
there
either.
to keep the promotion going well. So, Christmas boxes, we delivered 942 boxes during the month of December. It's basically just full of canned foods, toiletries, and just household products. 55 volunteers. The sheriff's department is our angels in this. They send lots of folks out to help us and help deliver these. So we had about 55 volunteers at 234 hours. Caddo Senior Center served 1,200 meals, had 117 different activities to 132 seniors. They're really busy for a small building.
I really wish that they did not save the social services report for the very end of this long work session, because I wish that I hope that they are as thorough with Chris about the reality of what he's about to show them. I hope they take him just as seriously as they have Amanda Allen and Doug Farmer in regards to their presentations, because what he's about to say is frightening.
Made, so they'll well and serve them well. So we're able to give away 100 pairs of those. We do shred events along with a scam jam that couples with that, where we give education on what scams are currently nefarious, horrible, based on 16 employees are humbled and awed by the
$288,000 of volunteer time.
And they I hope they know that.
Hit them up. Meals on Wheels needs help
every day.
I present to you a Bill Davis production. Oh my Lord, Bill. Where is he? I know he's gonna sneak in there. Oh, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we're rolling a 5-minute Bill Davis production. Oh, I feel for y'all. It's good shit. It's good shit. I know he's in there. I know he's in there. Come on, Billy boy.
That's what you guys do. When you help us to help all of our folks in Jackson County. I appreciate that. And
Choked up.
humbly thank you guys for giving us what you give us.
Where is Chris
Thank you,
even
folks.
sitting?
Any questions?
We gotta go.
I know it impacts a lot.
It's a great place.
Yeah, y'all do a fine job. There's so many
They
people
do
out
a
there,
fine
so many
job.
old
All
people,
my people eat there.
older folks that their families just forget about them. And
Music's loud. You hear
their
the
daddy,
music?
their mama, they just leave them, you know. And
You picking up the
it's-
music? There's
it's
a lot
so
of
good
music
to
out
see.
there.
They're our family.
Cool
So that's
down
all right. We
low.
got
It's so
it.
good to see that.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have
All
a good
right,
evening.
we made it.
Next
He
up
was
this evening,
running
we
out
have
of
Cris
there.
Weatherford, Social Services report.
Social services report. He's still going. We're.
Jamie should have gone last.
I told you he should not.
After that, we need some tissue.
Can
No,
you even see me? Yeah, a little bit.
Information about this past year to look ahead to this coming
This is
year.
going to be frightening.
Am I driving?
You're driving, baby.
Some general updates
Go
for you real
on.
quick. We investigated and looked into 477 reports of child maltreatment this year.
I feel like he's rushing too.
We have 61 children in foster care currently. We're responsible for 25 wards and about 16 representative payees. So folks that need someone to look out after their money and make good decisions about their money. We have about 11,000, a little under 12,000 folks that receive Medicaid benefits in Jackson County. That's about a quarter of the population. And 3,600 folks receive SNAP benefits in our county.
There's like
And currently working
40,000
around
registered
720 or
voters
so
in Jackson
child
County.
support
Almost
cases
12,000
each
receive
month in
Medicaid
court.
benefits.
And we had about 1,400 citizens receive energy assistance. And that actually equates to
3,600
about
on SNAP
1,200
benefits.
households.
That number should be higher
so multiple
too.
people in households. That number is a little bit larger than that. This past year, with the help of our board chair and some folks from the Western Carolina University Economics Department, put together an impact report of just SNAP benefits and Medicaid benefits for Jackson County and what the total economic impact of these programs are. So we worked with Dr. Stephen Ha of Western Carolina University.
Actual
and completed
real
this first of
research.
its kind economic study for the local
Would
impact
you look
of
at
these
that?
two federal programs. The total economic impact of those programs is $144 million to Jackson County.
$144 million economic impact.
So the initial investment, the initial injection of
From Medicaid and SNAP benefits in Jackson County.
these benefits into our economy is around $8 million for SNAP benefits. And then, so if you look at each dollar spent, that's coming from outside of our economy into our economy. Each of those dollars spent gets respent. A portion of that dollar gets respent in our county. So like a dollar gets spent to Ingalls, well, a portion of that dollar buying gas to go to and from work or food to feed their families.
Oh, Lord.
So portions of those dollars
The
keep
music's
getting
going
respent,
up.
and so that's called a multiplier effect.
I know y'all
and
heard that.
You get this big injection into our economy. So from that initial $8 million in SNAP benefits and around $90 million in Medicaid payments equal around $140 million or $144 million into Jackson County annually.
Insane. He knows how to bring it to them, though. That's
This
the
becomes
information
important
that
in
they
just a
need to
few
hear.
minutes. So this includes, and his economic report includes all the different tax breakdowns, the amount of jobs that these programs help create and support. So that includes around $3 million in state tax revenue.
Starving.
That includes around $1.7 million in county revenue and around $108,000 in sub-county tax revenue. So things like additional programs and take part in these programs because they help folks get to a better place. So I want to talk a minute about the funding of these programs that is at risk at this time. If these programs shrink, then so does our local impact. So if we look at fewer of these people receiving these benefits and fewer of those resources coming to our county, it's going to impact us negatively economically. So a 20% cut in SNAP or the big beautiful bill, counties will lose millions in state tax revenue next year. A state-mandated county-administered system. We are one of 9 states that operate a state-mandated county-administered system, which means these are state policies, these are state programs, and federal with federal policies that go along with those. But the county administers these programs. And of those 9 states, North Carolina's at the bottom in terms of the state funding to support these programs. It's falling to counties, and the can's getting kicked ever increasingly to the counties from our federal and state governments. So far this year, the state is not helping. Whatever your county specific error total was, there's a percentage based on your tax rate and all these other things. It's a really complicated, long math problem to figure out, but I do have a couple of examples to tell you about. But it's looking like in the spreadsheet that we have currently going that Jackson County's flat fee will be at least $162,000 next year. And if our state error rate doesn't improve, then the state will be responsible at this point for 5% of the SNAP benefit cost for the state of North Carolina, which is $140 million
it's common.
plus or minus.
$229,000.
I don't want to be the county that fails our state. Date wrong, transposing 2 numbers in income, not sending a verification of employment out timely. There's lots of different ways
3 hours is a long
either
run.
a worker can make an error or the system that we use in the computer to do all this work can also generate errors. And if we don't catch those and fix it, that's pretty high.
So dark.
That's a big bump.
And turnover costs the county, right? Like the amount of time we're training, because the state's supposed to be responsible for training us, but they don't. It's up to us. So I'll give you an example in a minute of a caseload and what that looks like when you're down a worker. And so if you've got 4 people on your team or 5 people on your team, and you've got haven't left or carrying all those cases, they don't just get put on pause or we wait till next month. They have to be worked. So you're already working more than you're hired to do, and now you have to train a new worker coming in. On top of that, it just screams,
this is the part that we waited
let's make
for.
more mistakes.
Right.
Is what it amounts to.
Overworked.
So it takes us an average in the social work, child welfare vacancy. It takes us an average of
34% turnover rate.
That's almost a year by the time we advertise.
At
Find somebody
DSS,
that's willing to apply.
34% turnover rate.
Door, get them trained and ready to take cases is an average of 38 weeks.
Taking 38
Why do workers
weeks.
leave?
Hire
Housing
somebody
costs
new.
are often talked
It's like
about.
3/4
We hire
of a
a lot
year.
of students that are graduating from Western.
To replace them.
When they
Can't
come to us,
keep
they're in
up.
student housing.
It's impossible to keep up.
Fairly affordable with the salary we give them. And then after a couple of years, they want to grow up, want to get out of student housing, want to get a place of their own. And it's hard to do or impossible. So they end up moving back home to be with mom and dad, or move into somewhere with higher salaries and lower housing costs. The workload to pay balance is what's often cited
still
as well,
going.
which is, just the abundance of work and the stress of the work with the pay doesn't match. And, like the sheriff was saying, if you can go to cookout and make just a little bit less, punch your clock and do your time for 8 hours and go home and not have to worry about all the stuff you saw that day and the kids and the fact that you haven't been able to do X amount of work because you just don't have time in the day, it becomes appealing for folks to do other things.
Make a hamburger and go to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should do that.
And I do have
Make a hamburger and go to the house.
I do have data from our Office of State Human Resources at the state. I had to pass that along that tells us what our salaries are in comparison with counties like ours in size and
At
structure, size of the
34%
department. And
turnover rate is alarming.
we're near the bottom of those salaries as well. I need greater flexibility
They're
in determining starting
understaffed,
salaries
and they're getting
for
ready to
workers.
get hit with a
I need some
massive
freedom
bill
within
from the
boundaries to
state
determine what
for Medicaid and
type
SNAP.
of experience counts. How can I recruit the best and pay them the most that I possibly can to get them in the door and trained? The
Also
system we have right
trending-
now doesn't allow me to do that. It's pretty rigid and it's pretty stuck. And
Department
it's
agencies going to the
causing me to
commissioners
lose
asking for
employees
pay
that I could
raises.
be
What does that
hiring.
tell
How many
you?
positions do you have open right now?
2 meetings in a row.
I average probably between 4 and 8 vacancies
And that's
on a given day
across the whole department, correct?
across the whole department. It's been as high as 12, and I've had it down to 1 or 2, getting painfully close to being full.